225 in Hampton. And speaking of 225, northbound roads, we've got a new crash reported just before I-70. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, another cloudy one out there, but warm with a high of 63 degrees. Overnight low of 34. Enjoy the warmth while it lasts. We're seeing cool temperatures the rest of the week. Tomorrow, high 48. The current temperature is 44 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHEL.
This March at Wendy's, get a Dave's single for $1 or Dave's double for just $2 with the in-app offer. Limited time offer at participating U.S. Wendy's. Redeem in Wendy's app. Account registration required. See offer in Wendy's app for details.
Security. That's a wonderful word. Too bad so few of us get to experience it with regard to our finances. With a Life Changer loan, there's light at the end of the tunnel. You see, on a Life Changer loan, you can do your banking inside your mortgage. So you can pay principal first. You can pay down, pay off, and borrow back at your leisure. Control, flexibility, and security. That's what you get with a Life Changer loan. It's not magic. It's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Life Changer Loan Corp is a licensed Colorado mortgage company. NMLS 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Get an early jump on summer with Fix-It 24/7's Extreme AC Clean, a March Madness special at just $24.07. That's for up to 2 hours of service, removing dirt and grime, the #1 killer of ACs. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Increase efficiency up to 30%. March only, new customers only, $24.07. Fix It 24/7. Thousands of 5-star reviews. FixMyHome.com. That's FixMyHome.com.
Need a new roof? Call Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Tuesday at 4, some Colorado Democrats want federal taxpayers now to step in and bail out Denver on the migrant crisis. Should that happen, join us at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What's going on? Let's solve problems. Let's answer questions. Let's take complaints. Let's make your life just a little easier. All you have to do is give us a call. And by the way, we have people on the lines, and then I'm going to go back to a topic, if we have time, on some laws that I did research. I finally had a chance to research some I call them laws. I should not call them laws. Proposed laws, which are bills. Bills go through the House or the Senate. If they're authored by the Senate, it's a Senate bill. It's SB, and then the year, 24- and then the number for the bill. If it's authored in the Senate, it would be SB or HB. So HB is a House bill, SB is a Senate bill. These are state bills I'm talking about. Again, the first designation is the year. The second designation is the number given to the bill, and then a short title for the bill. And there are some people told me about yesterday that, frankly, I found a little hard to believe, but I looked them up. So we'll talk about that. Right now, I want to talk to Greg. His sister has an issue, I believe, with car insurance. Hello, Greg. What's going on?
Hi, Tom. I really appreciate you.
What's happening, man?
Yeah, my sister is in New York State, and she has a 2017 Kia Sportage, and she inadvertently lost her insurance due to a glitch in her payment. She always is on time, but she lost her insurance.
Now, hold on. This is really important because I know you're building a case here. So I want you to know something, and everyone listening, really, you never have to build a case with me. You can tell me she forgot to pay. I don't care. I mean, I need the truth, though. So when you say a glitch in her payment, let's sort that out. Apparently, here's what I'm getting. Was her insurance lapsed and she didn't know it?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I want to know. How was there a glitch in her payment? Normally, a payment is made or it's not. So how was there a glitch?
Yes. Well, she doesn't do the computer stuff much, so she pays her bills she paid her insurance bill anyway over the phone, which she has for a long time, and it was in August of last year. She gave the card number to the people for the full 6 months, and she didn't realize.
Hold on. So she paid her 6-month premium on the phone in August.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then she was. Well, let me back up here. She didn't find out that it was expired until it had been a couple of months, which really scared her because she paid it like she always does, and it somehow somebody.
So she got a notice that her insurance was lapsed. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I want to do for you, Greg, because rather than make you tell this story twice, what I'd like to do is get one of our insurance experts on to listen along with me to give some. Okay, so Kachina, if you could get Compass on, I would like for them to weigh in on lapsed insurance because there are requirements for notice and all of that. So Greg, and even though it's New York, it would be relatively the same. So hang on, and we'll talk about that, okay? Hang on. Katie, it's your turn with Lyft. What's going on? And we'll go back to Greg, so be listening. That's an important one because so many people have reasons their payment wasn't made, but are they legit for keeping the insurance in force? Now, Katie, welcome.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's going on with you?
I'm here with my boyfriend, Dustin. Let's see, this was on March 6th. I got my boyfriend a ride back to our place from work.
So you got him a ride, meaning you used your app to get him the ride.
Right.
Okay.
So it's my card. I'm getting him.
But was it on his phone? Here's what I need to know. Did he call for the ride with your account? Did he log into your account?
No, I called for it, and then you have the option to change who the rider is.
Got it.
So it's easier so that they know that it's not wrong person that they're picking up for safety reasons, really. So he came home. Everything was fine. He was fine. Everything was perfect. He was completely sober. Then let's see on.
There's a story coming. He's completely sober and he was fine. Was he accused of? Tell the rest of the story now. Tell the rest of the story.
So it was the next day. It was the next day. I got a notification saying that I have now. The ride was originally $14, and I got a notification the next day saying that I had a fee for $80 for damages because my boyfriend was so drunk, and he apologized when he dropped him off, saying, "I will tip you so that you can clean that up," and saying that he puked. I looked into it, and I came to find that this is a big deal. It's going on with a lot of people right now.
Now, wait a minute. Are you saying they purposely do? Really? Do you really believe? Now, I'm not saying, by the way, he was drunk and he did puke. But do you really want to expand upon it to say that Lyft drivers on purpose are surcharging people for puking?
I do, because I have the screenshots of the report saying that is what the driver said that my boyfriend told him.
Hey, if I could jump in here.
Go ahead, Dustin. Go ahead.
So what happened, he picked me up. We cordially greeted each other, didn't say another word to each other the entire ride. He dropped me off. I got out of the car. Everything was fine. The next day, there's this $80 fee and an incident report saying that I vomited all over the car and in the cup holders, and I promised extra for the trouble, which absolutely never occurred.
So Dustin, you had nothing to drink that night, and you were never sick in that car.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
Okay,
not at all. My best guess is maybe either this driver confused me with another later passenger.
Do you think, Dustin? Do you think he confused you or just wanted to collect money?
Now here's where that gets a little tricky, because the only way that we could, of course, let me back up here. Of course, we disputed the charge with Lyft because we were so bewildered, and when they didn't do anything about it, they sided with the driver. We decided to try to contact the driver through the only means available, which was the lost item.
I get
helpline.
it. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we started talking to the driver, and he's telling me that I vomited all over the car, and I was like, "Listen, man, you've got to."
Now, how did you? So, did you talk to him, or was this by email or text?
This is like a chat line through Lyft, basically a text.
With the driver himself.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
This is if you lost, your phone in the car and you need to contact the driver.
This is fascinating to me because I'm thinking to myself, what would happen if this happened to me? How do you prove your innocence, so to speak? I mean, Mark, what do you think about it? Mark, are you there, by the way, right now? I can't see on the YouTube if you're there or not, but I don't know what the hell I would do if I was accused of something like this. So
that's why we called you, Tom.
Well, we're going to get to the bottom of it. I wonder if other people have had this same problem. So go ahead with the rest of your story, Dustin.
Okay. So, I'm describing myself. I said, hey, I was the guy with the skateboard, got blonde hair. I'm trying to give him any kind of clues to say, like, I don't know if another guy.
By the way, Dustin, may I ask, do you drink?
Oh no, I really don't like alcohol. Like I haven't drank
keep going. Okay,
a couple of years ago. It just doesn't do it for me. Anyways, I'm trying to describe myself, and he's just being pretty, pretty rude about the whole thing.
Yeah,
and said something about I promised to tip him, and I mean, like I was just, all I could do is pretty much repeat myself at this point. And then when he ended the chat, he said that he had returned a lost item and Lyft charged us another $20.
Wait a minute.
So it ended up being...
Wait, $100?
$100.
No, after you talked to him, they surcharged you again?
Yes.
Yes, because he ended the chat by saying he returned a lost item. Again, this was the only way we could contact the man.
I get it.
If you have a lost item, Tom, what happens is the driver will tell you where you can come pick it up, so you drive out to wherever, and then they give you the lost item, but they charge you $20 to do that.
Apparently so.
Yeah, we didn't know.
No, that's how they do it. I understand what you're saying. There was no lost item, but when you do leave something in a Lyft or Uber,
I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, what would you do though? Seriously,
I'd sue him. I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Now, Mark has sued ride shares before.
Yep, that's right. I have successfully sued a ride share.
Now, Mark,
Can we talk to you privately about that, Mark?
No, we're going to tell you publicly.
I don't give legal advice, but
we're going to tell you both. We won't give you legal advice. What we give you is what's called logistical advice, meaning
just practical. Yes.
Okay. So first and foremost, Mark, how do they find? And I know I just want you to tell everyone. How did you find who to serve? Mark, did he go away?
Mark?
So the people that I sued actually had a recruiting office in town. So I was able to find them. It was a different ride-sharing company than who they're referring to, but there was one. I have not looked at Lyft, but I would assume there probably is some Secretary of State, someone to serve.
Absolutely. If you go to the reference, if you go to the Colorado Secretary of State business.
I'll look over break.
Yeah. And then what we'll do is we'll tell you who the registered. Once she finds who to serve, then what?
Well, then you're going to fill out the paperwork. In fact, I'm going to have a website real soon, or we're going to have a website where you click one thing, you can download this paperwork. Then you're going to file it in whatever county it happens. So if you got the ride in Denver, I would do it in Denver. So then you're going to file it with the court. And generally what's going to happen, because it's a big company, they're going to see you're only asking for a couple $100. They're going to have a decision to make. Decision number one, pay you the money, a couple $100. Decision number two, they're going to have to ask the court if they can get representation, meaning hire outside counsel, because the chances of Lyft having counsel on the payroll in this state are pretty low. So let's say they don't. They're going to hire counsel and probably pay $500 an hour. So most likely what's going to happen is they're going to cut you a check really quick.
Now, here's what I want to know. I'm not sure. LYFT, Lyft LLC, is listed here, but I'm not sure it's the same company. What is the official name of Lyft? Do we know? I found a registered agent, but I'm not sure if it's the right one. Mark, do you know the official name?
Well, like I said, I will find out over break if there is one.
Yeah, I'm going to go to their website and find out. But in any case, we're going to do that if you hang on and give you some instruction on at least who to serve as far as logistically. Again, we're not giving you legal advice, but we will say this. Most of remember, the burden of proof is on them. They may have a system that says, hey, our system allows us to surcharge you, and you agree to it. Yes. But that's if.
Yeah, it's actually, listen, I just looked it up. It's Lyft, space INC. And they're in good standing, and you can serve them. I'm clicking on it now, but I'm guessing it's, Arapahoe Road, Centennial, CT Corporation. I have served people there 10 times. It's easy.
What they do is they hire an LLC who becomes their registered agent. So you can serve them there, but Mark will talk to you about that. 303-713-8255. By the way, waterpros.net, the best water systems, the lowest prices. You can get a whole house system for a little more than $3,000. You can get rid of the forever chemicals for around $1,200. You can get drinking water at the kitchen sink for about $1,400. Water is our primary nutrient. Next to, with food. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. $49.99. Seminars March 14th, Hilton Garden and Denver Tech Center. Weight loss 5:30, stop smoking 8 p.m. Or March 16th, Omni Interlochen Hotel Broomfield. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking. Here you go. p.m.
RedRocksRS.com. That's Red Rocks Roof and Solar. You should call them if you're looking for a solar system. They're going to be honest with you. They're not going to exaggerate. They're going to tell you what the savings are, completely transparent with pricing. They know about financing, grants, and tax credits. They also not only sell, but they install and service. You can't go wrong with RedRocksRS.com. You know, Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, and I always say this, I hope you never need him. But I know one thing for absolutely sure. You never shop for an attorney when you do absolutely need them and you're under pressure. And Joe Lazara, I've done the shopping for you. Lazzara. I've known him for 30 years, LazaraLegal.com. And here's something about Joe. First of all, free initial consultations always, and then flat rate pricing. This includes DUIs and any other offense. 303-429-6200, 429-6200.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes.
No, not you. Sorry.
It's called the vomit scam. Is that really true?
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Is that true, the vomit scam?
I've never heard of any shit like that, but
No, I mean, this is what one of our morons is saying. Wait, man, I just looked up the vomit and it said scam lift. The vomit scam, I see it here. Drivers frequently do this, supposedly. And it's all over Reddit. Holy crap.
we had a lost item once, and the driver met us at a restaurant, man. We ended up having to pay him $20.
Now, didn't you have one, though, that you sued for because of your phone somehow? Something happened?
Yeah, I left my phone right on their dash, man, literally. And I noticed it literally as he's pulling away within 10 feet of the car, and he just took off like a bandit. And he wouldn't pick up. The only way you can contact a driver is through the app. But ultimately what I found out, he wasn't even the guy. So the guy's roommate, according to the rideshare, was using his account. So the main reason I just got a check instantly for the amount of the phone plus the amount of the burner phone I had to buy and the amount of all this other shit, the reason I got a check instantly, it wasn't even the driver. Like if you were a rideshare driver and I was your roommate or just a friend or anybody, and I use your phone to go out and make money. It's pretty dangerous looking at it that way.
Wow.
Because you have no idea who's driving you around.
Susan, this is Kelly. I'm calling from...
Wow.
I did, though. I did spill a beer in an Uber years ago in Vegas, and I ended up having to pay, I think it was $40. But I did it. I mean, I literally did it, so I thought that was fair.
Okay, wow.
Of course, it wasn't my beer. It was Suzanne's beer. I was just holding it.
Of course.
You got those sniffles again, bro.
Every now and then. Every now and then.
I know what would clear them up, but it's too highly addictive to even talk about.
The Afrin? Afrin?
Afrin. It's the worst stuff in the world for you.
I know. I don't know why it's so damn addictive.
It's horrible, man, and it's that physical addiction. Your nose breathes fine, and then the second you get off, it's twice as bad before you even started this stuff. It's a horrible thing.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, let's continue here. And we have Jeremy with Compass Insurance Group, Jeremy Curzio. And I want to ask Jeremy a quick question. Jeremy, Greg says his sister in New York State, I don't think it really matters. I think most states are like this, but she pays her premium on the phone. She calls them, and I guess, Greg, she gives him a credit card or something over the phone, whatever. And according to Greg, it was a 6-month premium she paid back in August. But then when did she find out she did not have insurance, Greg? When?
Sure.
When?
Fact.
When, Greg?
About 2 months. Are you there?
Yeah, 2 months later.
Yes.
In October.
And
okay, in October, she found out she did not have insurance. Then what happened?
Well, the state of New York took her license plates away. They are impounding her car, but it is not drivable until May of this year.
Wait a minute. In New York,
yeah,
if you don't have insurance, how do they take your plates?
She had to surrender them. They also
They didn't give her the option of
driver's
simply reinstating insurance?
Not to my knowledge.
No, that doesn't.
And
Nope. I've lived there. Listen, I know they're strict about insurance, but they don't make you surrender plates. So you're not hearing the whole story. I mean, I don't. Okay, so then what happened? Let's just go with your story.
Well,
she surrendered her plates. Then what?
Okay, she did get insurance for her car while it was going to be in storage. She's got it stored, not the state. Now,
she surrendered her plates and stored it.
Yes.
And
yes,
she stored it because apparently the state wanted it to go to car jail.
Well, I don't know about that per se, but
You're saying New York would not allow her to put it back on the road?
Yes, until May. I don't understand why.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, go ahead. Hey, Mark, why don't you look this up? Because this doesn't sound correct. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. She got insurance for it while it was parked, and then with State Farm.
Hey, real quick, guys, it's very straightforward. If you do not have valid auto liability insurance coverage for your vehicle, you must immediately surrender the registration and your vehicle plates. Period, end of story, and that's right from New York DMV. Thanks. I wish Colorado would do that, honestly.
Mark, but Mark, does it say anything about going to car jail, or can you buy insurance at that point and reinstate it? What's the deal there? Do you know?
I'll keep digging.
Okay, good. Thank you. So good. Then keep going, man. Then what happens, Greg?
Okay, she got insurance with State Farm.
It was while it was being stored. How long was it stored?
Yes. Well, it still is. It's stored until May. She cannot use it until May.
So she has State Farm's. What kind of insurance is it called?
Just comprehensive, but State Farm, after a month, I believe, they said, nope, this canceled, we can't do it. And the situation now is, hers is a 2017 Kia Sportage.
Well, hold on. Why did she get comprehensive coverage for it being in storage, just out of curiosity? Is it financed?
No, it wouldn't be financed.
Why did she get, I think it's a good idea, but why did she get the insurance? The state doesn't require insurance on a stored car, does it?
No, but the lender might. Hey, this is interesting.
She doesn't have a lender. So here's what I need to know. How did this affect her, canceling this? State Farm canceled the insurance, right?
Yes. Now the situation is she's trying to get her car insured for May, so that she can get her plates back, so she can.
I get it. And what's the issue?
And no insurance company will insure it because they say that they need proof of, quote, passive engine immobilizer. And
it's because it's a Hyundai.
Yeah,
okay. Hey, Mark, what about the car jail? Do they make you put your car off the road?
No, but this is, God, I love this. You know, for a liberal state, I'm shocked they do this, especially for a sanctuary city. But listen to this. So if your lapse is over a certain period of time, your driver's license will be suspended that same amount of days. So if you go 6 months without insurance, you lose your license for 6 months. If that's the case, she would never get insurance because she doesn't have a license.
That's why she had to store her car, because her license was suspended. That's exactly what happened. They went
now the problem is the reason. Now it has nothing to do with what's going on with her license. The fact that vehicle is one of the most stolen vehicles in the country, and I'm sure Jeremy can attest to this. There's a ton of companies that simply will not insure them. Period. End of story.
Let's talk to Jeremy. Jeremy, is that true? Are some insurance companies requiring a motor disabler?
Yeah, they are. The problem hasn't fully gone away I think they've kind of honed in a bit on more specific models. So when it started, it was just Kias and Hyundais. And most companies, it was ineligible. And then they start, like a lot of my companies, as long as it's a push-button start, they're okay with it. If it's a key, then they're going to require additional steps.
So Greg, what is your question for us? We have Jeremy, who's an insurance expert.
Yes.
What's your question?
He hit it. He hit the nail right on the head. That's what they're saying, that because it has a key, they won't insure it. It has to be push button.
No, they will insure it, but she has to have a passive disabler.
This is what they're telling her. They will not insure it because it doesn't have this. She has gotten the certificate from the dealer, and this is in Buffalo, New York, and that won't do it.
How many companies has she talked to?
Well, she's talked to Geico and to State Farm, Progressive, pretty much all the gamut. And the dealer tells her that this vehicle cannot have a push-button start. It's not designed that way.
But but what about this passive disabler?
That's part of the system with the push button or proximity start, Tom.
That's what I'm getting at. Can they install one in a push button car? Oh, I'm sorry, push button. It's got to be converted from a key to a push button. Is that right?
That's what she's been getting from State
How much
Farm.
will that cost? I mean, we ought to talk about that. I didn't even know you could do that.
I think it would be cost prohibitive. I mean, it sounds absurd to me.
Yeah. I would just have her call a broker who's going to have
Greg,
a lot of different companies.
Are you saying, Jeremy, that you think there are companies that will insure it?
Oh, absolutely.
For example, are these same companies not insuring them here? Do you know?
I have companies that would take that car here.
Okay, but are they Progressive and State Farm and Geico? You wouldn't know about the State Farm.
Progressive won't.
State Farm won't. Allstate won't. Progressive won't. And the only reason I know this is I've owned a ton of Hondas.
Okay, so Greg, Compass, while they're not licensed to do business in New York, I don't think so, right, Jeremy?
We're not.
Okay, no. While they're not licensed there, they certainly will know carriers.
Geico, I believe, does.
No, he said Geico specifically won't.
Yeah, she had Geico for years, and they won't do it now.
Okay.
Would Safeco or auto owners or any of those?
Auto owners is going to require it to be push start, but a lot of those type of companies, they might not be in New York, or if they are, they're not going to be competitive. In a case like New York, if we're talking Arizona, Wyoming, it would be the same thing. But in New York, I would call a local broker. They're going to have a whole gamut of companies that, probably aren't even in Colorado. It's highly likely they're going to have options for the key vehicle that, Progressive, Geico,
what kind of insurance is she trying to get, first of all? Is she trying to get comp and collision and liability, or just liability?
She's probably trying to get the whatever she needs.
Well, all she needs, all you ever need is liability to protect others. They don't give a squat if you have comprehensive or...
That's a good question for Jeremy. Jeremy, these companies that we're talking that won't cover them, if all she wanted was liability, why would they care?
Right.
They wouldn't. I mean, I do have a couple companies, Progressive, even liability, which makes no sense, but even Progressive won't take it, even liability only. And
I'll tell you why. Think of the hassle factor, Jeremy. Someone steals a car, gets into an accident. Next thing you know, they're dealing with it, even though someone stole the car.
Absolutely. And I don't know what ability with Progressive where you can go online and just make changes if, they know you could just add it in 2 weeks.
So right now, the crux of this question is, how do I insure in New York? How do I insure a Kia with a key start?
You call a broker, like Jeremy says.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. there are nationwide, I think, still offers it. I'm looking it up here. They offer policies for Kias with key starting systems in New York. Specifically.
What's mind-blowing to me is how strict they are on no insurance in New York. And here we sit in Colorado, where I think John Fuller has told us like 80% are either underinsured or have no insurance when you get hit by somebody.
I thought he said 70% would be underinsured or not insured. Jeremy, do you know any stats really?
The last I heard was closer to 50, but I would believe John probably know better.
No. That's 50% probably uninsured, but he was saying also underinsured.
Right, and the last I heard was 50% that was either underinsured or what I heard was the state minimum or no insurance.
By the way, Compass Insurance Group will do an insurance checkup to make sure you have the right coverage, free of charge, 303-996-9000.
Is that it?
This
Are you sure?
Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Starting to calm down throughout the Denver Metro for the 10 o'clock hour. Some slowdowns remain into downtown. I-25 northbound showing speeds in the 30s and 40s between Alameda and 6th. Southbound I-25 slow itself between I-70 and Spear Boulevard. Northeast of there through Commerce City, I-270 westbound, your usual stop and go between I-70 and Vasquez. Further north, looks like we were dealing with an accident at I-76 westbound approaching I-270. May have cleared up. We're still seeing slow traffic back from 88th. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, the last warm day for a while with a high of 63. Things cooling down significantly tomorrow with rain and possible snow, high 48. The current temperature is 52 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 K-House.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
You know, this is the month a lot of people do spring cleaning, and I'm encouraging you to call ZeroResDenver.com. ZeroRes is a wonderful company, the only one I let into my home for carpet cleaning because they use nothing but purified, softened, alkaline-based water, maybe a little electrical charge, whatever it is, it cleans like crazy without any soaps or chemicals or emulsifiers. You got to see it to believe it, and you will get zero-fied, no dirt-attracting residue. In fact, they use less water, so your carpets dry faster, stay clean longer, safe for kids, safe for pets, safe for you. You will love it, that feeling, that new feeling with no crusty stuff in it. Hey, ZeroRes can also do this. Duct cleaning, also tile and grout and others. In fact, 3 rooms starting at $109 right now for the March special and a free hallway with that and $75 off duct cleaning. Oh, man, this is great. 303-471-5150, 303-471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. Now let's talk retirement planning. They are sponsors of this show, I'm proud to say, because I am also a client. What does that mean? That means that they've helped me so much to take a nest egg and secure it for the future, for income, and also they've done this for me. They have helped me design other things that I need for a retirement plan, including insurances and investments and stuff like that. But here's what they'll do for you. They'll look at your situation free of charge and tell you what they think you need. All of their prices are transparent and built in. And here's the deal. You'll know each and every penny you're spending. And more importantly, it'll save you money. That's right. Save you money and build your retirement. rpcenter.com. rpcenter.com.
Okay.
So quiet. Shannon's not cracking jokes. Kelly's not yakking.
Here she goes. She's about to yak.
Tom
Good morning. Thanks so much for
is
calling the
just
Tom Martino Show.
sitting there.
I'm sorry, what's your name? You want information on the Kia and the Hyundai warranty, or got it? Okay, hold on.
Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, CJ. Oh, by the way, hold on real quick before CJ. Eddie has a comment on this last insurance thing we were talking about with Greg's sister. Go ahead, Eddie. What is that comment?
All she has to do the passive immobilizer is find a reputable shop to take her car to and put an aftermarket alarm with a starter kill on it, and they will consider that a passive alarm or a passive immobilization system.
And so she doesn't have to convert to a push button.
No, they don't do a convert to a push button. It's completely two different systems. I'm here in Denver, and this is what I do for a living. That's why, I'm telling you that's all. Anywhere between $200 to $400, depending on where she goes.
Hey, Eddie, do you have a lot of Kia and Hyundai owners getting it done?
Yes, absolutely. I probably do 3 to 4 a week.
How does it work, Eddie?
You'll have an aftermarket alarm system which has a separate key fob, which will arm and disarm, lock and unlock your vehicle. But when you lock your vehicle, it opens the circuit so you cannot.
Okay.
And then,
so no matter what they do, they can't steal that car.
If somebody really wants a car, no matter what you do to it, they're going to get it.
Hey, but it makes it at least at par. It makes it at least at par with the other vehicles.
Correct.
Eddie, what's the name of your company?
Colorado Mobile Solutions.
Do me a favor. Can you leave Eddie's information? Eddie, can you leave your information with Kachina for me, please? Not only does my daughter have a Hyundai, I just wanted to talk to you maybe about an article about this because.
Yeah, but hers is push button, so you know.
Oh, that's right. It is. It is. But
hey,
Eddie,
I want to ask him something.
I still want to talk to you. What do you want to ask him? Go ahead.
Well, I'm curious. I would think most insurance companies look at this twofold. One, the ones that aren't push button that are key are easy to steal. We all get that. But second, if someone just looks through and sees the key thing, the chances of getting that car broken into, even if they can't start it, are much higher because they don't realize a system like Eddie put in. So I'm guessing insurance companies look at this too. Even if they do put a system like that in, the window still might get broken. People might jam the door open. I mean, because they think they can steal it.
So, Mark, on that, there's generally when you're walking through a parking lot, you see the little blue lights flashing in people's windshields, or red lights. That indicates that they have a aftermarket system of some sort on their vehicle. So when people walk past it,
I see. So there's something on there saying, "Hey, it's not as easy as you're thinking."
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
And as for the push-button start, to be honest, those are just as easy to steal. They just do it a different way.
Okay. Thank you very much. I don't think people know that. I don't think they do. So, I think they're all saying that the push button is safe and the keys are not. So that's why if I get your number off the air, I'd love to call you and get more information on this. We have more coming right up.
Yep.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Starting to calm down out there on the Denver roads and freeways for the late morning commute. I-25 southbound, still seeing some brief delays into downtown between I-70 and Spear Boulevard northeast of there. I-270 westbound, your usual stop and go between I-70 and Vasquez. Further northeast and just north of the DIA area, E-470 southbound roadwork continues. A left lane closure between 96th and Pena Boulevard. We're seeing a 5-minute delay. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. The last warm day for a while. High of 63 this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, high of 48 with rain turning to snow on Thursday. The current temperature in Denver is 52 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
EuroPlumbingColorado.net will give you the best prices you can find with water heaters, bar none. In fact, they want you to put them to the test on any size water heater. But just as a tease, listen to this one. You can get a 40-gallon tank fully installed, the old one taken out and hauled away for $13.99, a 50-gallon for $14.99. And as I said, any size, they will gladly offer you the lowest price. 303-668-6844, EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Hey, SimplyFloorsInc.com. Simply Floors Inc. What you have with Simply Floors Inc., you have Buddy and Karen Mitchell, who are dedicated to bringing you the best floor coverings for the best mission. Whatever you have, they have a floor covering for it at the best prices. Most of the time, what I say most of the time, because they believe in value. Now, they have also some of the best installers in the business, and there is no job too small. Their expert opinion, expert installers are all available. Make your own appointment. Simply Floors Inc. That's INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Everyone envisions.
Hi, is this Oscar? Oscar, hi, this is Kelly. I'm calling from the Tom Martino Troubleshooter radio show. And you had left us a message about the solar fields that you're working in, and you wanted to talk to Tom and Mark about it? Perfect. Okay, I have an open line available, and Tom and Mark are ready to talk to you. There might be a little bit of a wait because we have a couple calls ahead of you, but they will get with you, okay? So I just ask you to be patient. All right, hold on for me, Oscar. Thanks so much.
Wow, I can type.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
I am a skosh groggy. I tried to take my 1-hour nap and got probably 4 phone calls from Pakistanis.
Uh-oh. In freedom?
Yep.
Bastards.
I wish India would do something about that.
Seriously.
Mark, sorry I wasn't being funny or anything. Kind of tired.
That's all right.
Okay, we're going to come to you right after the break, okay? So just hang on with me. All right.
I did hear a good one the other day. Stop me if I've already said this. Well, I was thinking about it the other day. At one point in my life, I dated someone who was 19 years younger than me.
What?
It was crazy. Well, now listen. To be fair, I was in college and I was experimenting, and I, wasn't.
That's too young.
What? I think I heard that as like a Norm Macdonald joke the other day. Good God, that guy. Say anything. He actually came in here. He was in here a bunch of times. But one of the times he was here, he used the women's restroom, and I think he got the wall wet. We heard later that there
Seriously?
was yes.
We're trying to get him on Twisted View. He's coming to Comedy Works.
Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. How about this? When did Norm Macdonald die?
Very long time ago.
Oh.
September 14th
of
2021.
I'm thinking
You're
of
talking
Kevin Nealon.
Lovitz.
I'm thinking of Kevin Nealon.
Oh, okay.
Or
He's
Lovitz.
still alive. John Lovitz was here once.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
on
that's
the
it.
schedule,
That's
too.
the ticket.
They're trying to get me to try to get both of them
Sure.
on.
Yeah, they'd be overjoyed, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean to do Twisted View and have a,
No.
booze it up. Sure.
Have you tried acting?
Well, let me tell you about our Comedy Works years ago.
Yeah.
A young lady named Amy Schuler
Okay.
came in, and Tom looks her square in the eyes and says, "Go ahead, try to make me laugh. Say something funny."
What?
And that was about the end of
No,
our
I didn't actually. I don't know if I said that.
Well, okay, then what did you say?
Who is it?
Amy Schumer.
Who's that?
Oh, God. It's all right. Senator Schumer's
It's actually
niece.
a pretty good story, if you ask me.
Oh, is she the one that blonde?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Tom might have
Very
actually said, how many
conservative.
bees stung you? She's kind of a big girl. They say she's got some disease, like my disease. Too many.
It's called liberalism.
Yeah, too many buffet coupons. Oh, here we go.
How?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, CJ, what's going on with the apartment? CJ, what's going on, man?
Yes.
Oh, woman, I'm sorry.
We
Whatever.
have a unusual situation. There's someone, and it's always brown eggs, and they're writing on it with red nail polish, and then they're cracking the raw egg on the ground and leaving the shells there and everything
Now, wait a minute,
else.
wait a minute. They
And
write
then-
on the eggs and then crack the eggs.
Yes.
Did they leave the door open at the home?
Sir, that's exactly what I thought. But I know that I took a course in college, and this has been 40 years ago, and they were talking about different forms of voodoo, and this is quite common in that.
Well, you got to hold
And
on. We got to
you-
explore this. Wait a minute. I haven't talked about voodoo in forever. So let's figure out what the heck's going on. Brown eggs, red writing, cracked. What is going on? We'll talk about that and more coming up.
I'll look it up.
713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm Tom Martino. Get your calls in.
Fabulous.
Boy, you couldn't ask for a better end of the hour call. Holy shit.
I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no. I'll listen to
And
this.
$75 off duct cleaning. Talk about really clean and staying clean. No dirt attracting residue from soaps or chemicals.
I'm hearing
Just
commercials.
Purified, super
Well, you
soft
should be
water. The
hearing
best
an
cleaning agent in
overmodulated zero
nature.
res
Call
commercial.
now. 303-471-5150.
Are you?
471-5150.
Golly,
Or
that's rough, man.
zeroresdenver.com.
That's all. That is all. All right, I think I'm going to wander off for a minute. You guys sit here and think about what you've done. I'll be back.
here. Yep. Oh my God.
Fiverr.
God.
Yeah. I love the chyron on Fox. Biden often had to be prompted by White House aides, I bet.
You mean poked?
Well, yeah.
This guy's getting it at. I listened to the first 45 minutes. He's getting it from both ends.
Who
man.
is?
Ben-Hur.
God, they all hate him.
The fella who came out and said that
I know.
the investigator,
yeah.
okay.
Did he say anything good?
Oh, I'm listening to your show, Tom.
He seems to be pretty naive.
Oh, I don't know.
I have been told.
Well, you're being racist. Just looking at his face, you're saying that.
No, that's what I've been told. I'm more worried about the whole apartment complex practicing witchcraft.
Well, it's not the whole complex.
You guys laugh. It's all funny until that exit of your house.
Right. Nope, I understand.
Do you think they have a Shannon doll? Like a voodoo doll?
I certainly feel like I'm getting poked. God, I was around that a little as a kid. Jeez. Yeah, no.
Fantastic. So good. There's not much I can say about that.
Here we had a neighbor who claimed she could channel Justin Hayward from the Moody Blues. Kind of ruined the whole band for me.
She could channel him?
Breathe deep, the gathering gloom.
Like, conjure him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's still alive, but...
Yeah, I was just going to say, how do you conjure somebody who's alive?
And this was probably 1978. 77? 78. Yeah.
Before or after you dated the 19-year-old junior?
It's a horrible joke. I dated someone 19 years younger than me, but to be fair, I was in college and experimenting. That's the joke.
What was his name?
What? Yeah, I guess it could be anybody. Oh, how about this one? We can kind of cuss here. 90-year-old couple celebrating their honeymoon. The wife says, honey, lay down in bed. I have a surprise for you. She goes into the bathroom, comes back completely naked except for a Superman cape. She stands at the foot of the bed and says, super pussy. And he says, I think I'll take the soup.
That was as funny as when I told you that.
Oh, my God.
That's actually an old Ray Romano joke.
I have to work with him.
Oh, we're not really working.
Yeah, that's true.
Phoning it in.
Yeah. Brilliant.
All right, good news. Coming back here in a sec.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Now, CJ says she's noticed some brown eggshells that were cracked, and the eggshells were left there, and they have red writing on them. CJ, is this like, are you talking about multiple eggs all over the place you found, or just one or two, or what are we talking about?
No, this has gone on for months, sir. There's also burning of the Bible, and there's parts of it that have not been burnt.
And where are the shells in the parking lot? The eggshells?
No, sir. They're on the grass area and in the dirt area. And in the dirt area and also on the grass, they pour salt. And maintenance has noticed it. And when I confronted the manager, Daphne, maintenance man, Josh was there, the head of maintenance, he goes, oh, yeah, we've seen that, but, we didn't think much of it. We just thought it was some kids.
And then you said someone is also burning Bibles?
Yeah, pages out of the Bible in the same area.
This could only be one thing.
What?
Well,
Voodoo.
I know who it is. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's exactly what I said.
Well,
I know who it is.
If it is, what I don't mean this against you, but what is the big deal if it is? I mean, other than the litter.
Well, there's this little problem
Dynamic
with
demons,
the
Tom?
egg.
Come on.
No, all I'm saying.
You want these guys running around?
Mark.
I don't care.
What I'm
I could
saying,
care less.
all
Okay?
I'm saying is,
I'm a Jew. And
Tom
I
likes
have been
demons, I
discriminated
guess.
against,
Yeah, right. Okay.
But
I like
so
freedom,
I really don't
and
care
I'm
what
saying other
he
than the
does.
litter. I mean, if there is a group of voodoo people getting together, I mean, no, I get about the litter and stuff. I wouldn't want that,
It's
but
salmonella, sir, in the eggs. They're raw eggs.
Duh.
And they're being broken on the grass and in the dirt. We have small children and animals here. And that's where my problem lies.
Let's send Deputy Doc out.
Biohazardous. Pardon?
I was thinking maybe one of our deputies, Deputy Doc, could come out and investigate.
Look, I don't.
Yeah. I've got pictures.
Okay.
Could you please send those to Kelly right now? I am dying to see these pictures. Please.
Okay, what's her number?
Put her on hold.
Email them. Can you email them, or do you got to text them? Which way?
No, I can email them.
I want you to email them to help, H-E-L-P, at troubleshooter.com. The quicker we get them, the better.
I will. Okay, I can do that.
I don't know. Let me think. Let me knock on Mr. Noggin. Who could trick us into doing that? Could have been Satan.
So what are we going to do with this information, Mark?
Well, I mean, until I see the pictures, the actual evidence, I don't know what to say. It'll be very interesting. And if people go to YouTube and type in Troubleshooter Network, they're going to see our live feed. They're going to get to see the pictures as well.
Okay, good. Let's look at it. I don't know what to. Here's what I'm at. Let me just ask her. And CJ, I appreciate you calling us, but what is the goal? Like, are you're thinking that the management should be out there maybe better patrolling the grounds?
No, I think the management should talk to the individual doing it.
How do they know who they are?
I've seen the lady break the egg.
Oh, you actually saw who was doing it?
Yes, sir. So I know for
what was
fact
she? Were there people
was
with her
doing
when
it.
she was breaking the eggs?
No, she knelt down and she looked like she was praying or something. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
And then she put the egg down between her legs that were crouched and broke it.
I've never heard of that kind of ceremony, actually. I've never heard of it.
I really don't know that much about it, but it.
So what bothers you about it is that they're littering, right? And they're messy and all the germs and all of that, right?
Right. The E. coli, that's the only part that bothers me about it.
E. coli.
Eggs are biohazardous, but, the shells, they'll compost. No big deal.
mean,
burnt paper will compost.
You're going to send us pictures of all this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. I want to see them. Thank you. I appreciate the call. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I understand. She's worried about the litter and all of that. She's not looking to abridge anyone's rights. Now, Oscar's got a comment on solar fields. He may have heard my commercials about solar fields. Maybe. I don't know what. Oscar, why don't you just comment on that? Go ahead, sir.
They are putting up a lot of solar fields around the airport and all over Denver. And there are one company and one guy. What they do is they pretty much use a different subcontractor, and then they don't pay you the last payment.
Oh, wait. So you work there?
Yeah, we did a fence, and we finished it over 2 weeks ago. And
this is easy.
It was a very...
Oscar.
Yeah.
So you is it your company that put up the fence?
No, it's the company I work for.
Okay. So and did you get paid, by the way? Did you get paid?
I did get paid. My boss is a really, really nice guy.
Okay.
I worked for him for 15 years.
Got it.
And they are really, they're really screwing him around, and he has not been paid. And
now, you made it sound like when you said it, again, I don't mind you telling me about other cases, but you didn't talk about just your case. You said they are not paying final bills. So are you saying this is a modus operandi for everything they're doing?
Somewhat, not everything, but from what I've seen, yes, it is a complete scam. We do fences a lot, and we've never had any of these issues. So, yeah, it's a complete scam. The guy that runs it, his name is Muthana, and then he works with a company called Down to Earth Compliance.
Now,
And
is
they
Down
run-
to Earth the one putting up these solar fields?
Yes, they are contracted by a company named Kensington to put up the solar fields, and they're in charge of hiring the subcontractors like us.
So
And
Down to
what
Earth Construction is the one hiring.
Yeah, Down to Earth Compliance.
Oh, compliance. Sorry. And so, have you heard of other contractors being screwed?
Yes, I've heard of one other fencing contractor. When I found out, what they do is they get a different contractor for each solar field, and then they just don't plan to pay them at the end.
Now,
And
do they not pay anything or just the last bill?
Just the last bill. The other stuff was all normal, and then when we
How much was
invoiced
your
the last-
final bill?
$10,000.
Oh my goodness! How much do they pay up to that point?
53,000, and that's materials included. Materials were approximately 30,000.
It seems weird to me. So you're thinking that they pay just enough, like the 53 grand, and withheld the 10 because they figure maybe that's too much of a hassle, and they'll get a discount, and the contractor won't do anything about it.
Just have the boss man lien the property.
Yeah, why doesn't he put a lien on it?
We did, but it's all a scam. Even when the guy hired us to do the fence, I knew something was kind of weird. It's a big scam. What they do is they get you to finish, and then they come up with whatever they can to give reason why they're not. This one was
okay. What reason did they give for not paying the final bill? Listen, I've heard of this happening in all kinds of industries where companies want to get a discount, so they start picking apart the job at the end. What did they say at the end? What was wrong with it?
They said the customer had complaints, but it's a chain link fence. There's nothing there. It's a chain link fence, and that's why. And they said they're not paying anything. So we did send them the intent to lien, but they're just really crooked scammers, and they've now come up with 3 other reasons that don't exist. What they've done is underbid all these projects, and they're literally scamming as they go because there's not enough money to do it.
No, I get what you're saying, Oscar. If this is happening, it's terrible. How many other contractors do you know haven't been paid?
Well, I know one other fence contractor because I'm assuming they pick on the smallest one, and the rich guy, if he doesn't have enough money, then they just try to keep whatever money and not pay.
So what other reasons did they give for not paying for your chain link fence?
Now they've said that the materials are wrong. So and we have a list of materials on our contract. Everything normal, and it's just. The way that it's set up is there's no way that you can actually get through the process.
Do you have a contact at Down to Earth Compliance?
Yes, I do.
And did you say this Musana is the owner?
No, his name is Muthana, and I don't know where he comes into play. I can't figure out where he's at. He's the one that runs it all, and what he does is he tricks you. It's a big scam. If I could explain it, it's kind of...
Go ahead and explain it.
Okay. So the Muthana calls you and he says, hey, we need a 6-foot-tall fence with 3 gates, a chain link fence. Can you give us a quote? So I give him a quote, and then he says, all right, in a couple months, we'll go ahead and sign and go forward. So a couple months go by, and then they send me these other drawings. And they say that these other drawings is something similar. It's like a 7-foot fence, and all these other little details are different. And he says, we want this fence to be in the shape of these drawings because it's a big square. So our contract doesn't say that we need to match these drawings or anything. Well, that's their scam. The drawings is what the bid was supposed to be
Okay,
for,
so what
but
you're
this
saying
guy
is they're
Muthana-
purposely making it difficult to follow their directions so they can find problems in the end.
Yes, it's crazy. We've
All
never
right.
seen
So
this
we
in
need
10
we
years.
need the information, and we need to call this company. I'll give this to Deputy Chopper to call up there and talk to Down to Earth and find out why they're not paying. What company do you work for?
I work for A1 Building Services.
A1 Building Services. Have you guys been around for a while?
Yeah, I've worked for that guy for 15 years.
Okay. So why don't we have Deputy Chopper call them and say, why are you withholding this money? Now, meanwhile, though, you guys have to go for a lien. You really, really do. Whether they give you a reason or not, you got to go for a lien. A reason doesn't mean they don't have to pay you. 303-713-8255.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Fix It 24/7. They have an extreme clean they do to your furnace or air. And they do it for new customers for just $39, which is like a minimum of like 2 hours of service. They clean throughout. Dirt is the #1 killer. Now, they're doing your air conditioning to get it ready for the cooling season coming. And they're doing it for just $24.07. That's their March Madness special, and it's crazy. I mean, when you look at them, any other company would charge hundreds of dollars. FixMyHome.com, FixMyHome.com. Sheridan Auto Tech, that's the place you want for honesty, integrity, and you want skill and value. All of it goes into their auto repairs, whether maintenance or repairs, heavy or light, new and old cars, foreign and domestic, and electrical issues. They're on Colfax, west of Wadsworth. Great people. I urge you to check them out if you need any kind of auto maintenance. That's SheridanAutotech.com, including pre-buy inspections for used cars. 303-455-7242.
Hi, it's
have something different.
Hey, man, how much time
Always
do I have?
going to be good.
Did you say how much time?
Yeah.
Hang on, I got to delete a spot. Hang on, delete.
God.
4 minutes.
Okay, because my doctor said I had at least a few years, but okay.
Because you don't have long to live, what? I feel bad now. Yeah, Sam's number 3, that menu reads like a freaking novel.
Yeah, but it's like you can have, like, they have a French dip there, which I love French dips.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a French dip aficionado.
Yep.
That and patty melts.
Oh, they got them.
And, and they have both. But I usually just end up going with, because I love Euro meat. And the Greek omelet is made with Euro meat.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God, I can never pass it up.
Some lamb
I'm kind of pissed off at him. If you know him, tell him I'm pissed off because they closed the one in Aurora.
Well, that was a lease situation. They didn't want to, the rent kept going up. They didn't own the building. So they're looking for a new spot in which they will own the property.
Oh.
Because they.
In Aurora?
It'll be nearby, but they're a freaking gold mine.
Oh.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was there, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago and talked to...
The one downtown?
Aurora. And talked to
Oh.
one of the brothers. I said, what's the deal? Why you got to... And he told me the whole... He goes, no, fuck, they're gouging us.
But, I mean, I get it. But
Yep.
at the same time,
I understand you want your patty melt. You got to get your goddamn it. But,
like my
Yep.
diner food.
Yeah, I think they know when there's an hour-long wait for, omelets and crap. They know that they got to pitch a tent somewhere pretty soon.
Oh, that's funny.
I think Sam's
gotta go to
house was our post-graduation party. Though I didn't graduate, I still went to the party, and it was at his place.
Well, that's your prerogative.
I didn't. Kind of funny. I didn't go to a lot of parties I was the party most of the time. My grandmother's house in Aurora was a hot spot for tater tots and free beer.
Tater tots?
Yeah.
Does
boy,
it enhance the flavor of the beer?
No, we just needed to soak it up and have
Gotcha.
something decent to throw up later. Tater tots.
Adam has been way into these flavored whiskeys, like apple cider whiskey, and mixing it with ginger ale and 7-Up, and he's always been a Seagram 7 guy.
Yeah.
7 and 7.
Sure.
But
a 14er.
There you go. But he bought all these weird flavored whiskeys, and I'm just like, because the problem is it stinks. Like, he'll put it in like a big old cup, and it's really strong. It's, not wine, which is like 12% alcohol by volume. This is like 70% alcohol by volume.
I know you're comfortable around a box of wine. Oh,
I don't do the box wine.
Would you care to sniff my box?
Heart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, back to the phones. Susan has a question on credit checks. Go ahead, Susan. What's happening with you?
I need a credit check on a business that you don't have a listing for under your referral list.
Oh, you want to credit check a business?
Yes.
Okay, and why do you want to credit check them? By the way, that's not such a bad idea. It's not you can't just get a regular credit check, but you can probably find out what kind of financial condition they're in. Is that what you're talking about, Susan?
Yes.
Who is the company?
Pinnacle Structural Services.
And who are they?
Who are they? They're a business owned by Michael Lomcardo, who's been in this business for about 10 years. I need the outside of my basement wall sealed.
Oh, and you need your basement wall sealed, and are they asking for money up front?
Yes. They want 1/3 down, and they want it on my credit card, and they want to be able to charge my credit card when the job is finished.
And how did you find them?
Authorization. I don't know. I was just trying to find somebody.
No, how did you find the company Pinnacle?
I don't remember. I was just searching online for somebody that would seal the outside of my basement.
Mark, do we have anyone that will seal the outside of her basement? And why do you think that needs sealed?
I'd ask Genesis.
I'm just curious as far as why do you think your foundation needs sealing?
My basement floor floods once about every 5 years or 6 years under extreme outside water circumstances.
How much does this guy want to seal your walls?
About $21,000.
No, don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. And I'm telling you it's not going to solve your problem either. Most likely that water's not coming in from your walls do you actually see it coming through your walls?
No, I can't see the inside of my walls.
I would say, listen, first of all, that's too much money to spend without an engineering report on why that water is seeping in. And you're saying it only happens once every how long?
6 years.
And does it happen regularly every 5 or 6 years, or just it? And does it happen in the same season every year?
If it's been raining here steady for 3 days, and then we have a gully washer on the fourth day, I get water coming in to my basement.
I doubt it's coming in through the walls. And how much does it flood in your basement?
It just soaks the carpet.
Listen, there could be so many reasons for that. You really need to have it analyzed before you go throwing money at it. If you spend 20 grand, you'll be so disappointed. I mean, it could be a French drain you need. It could be something simple like a sill plate up where the wood meets the foundation wall. It doesn't, how old is your house?
It was built in 61.
And how long has this been going on with your carpets?
Forever.
And who told you need your foundation sealed?
It's just based on my experience with that basement and that floor. It's just one area of the basement wall.
But you said you can't see the wall. So why do you think it's one area of the basement wall?
Because that's where the water comes in.
You said you can't see where the water comes in on the wall.
Well, I could feel it down at the floor, but where it comes in on the floor, on the wall.
But what's on the wall there where it comes down onto the floor? What's behind that wall?
It's a concrete basement wall. And
is it finished with anything over the concrete?
Yes, it has drywall.
Okay. Have you ever removed the drywall to see if it's wet behind the wall, on the wall?
Yes, the wall's not wet.
So why do you think sealing the wall is going to help?
I assume it's coming in where the basement floor meets the footing. Or the basement wall.
Okay. Hey, listen,
I'm
Susan,
making an ass.
Susan, I am recommending right now that you do not spend $20,000 with a company who wants a third up front, who doesn't even know if that's the cause, and you don't know if it's the cause. You know what, Susan? I can't help you with a credit check on that company. I would say I wouldn't do it at all. But that's up to you. If you're hell-bent on spending that money, you're going to be sadly disappointed. Now, maybe by some miracle, you're going to pick the spot that it is. And by the way, for the 20 grand, are they doing the entire basement wall or just that area?
No, just one section.
Are they digging up around the foundation there?
They're going down to below the basement floor.
Okay. Well, at least that's a lot of work. But still, we don't know if that's the problem. I just wouldn't do it, Susan. I'm sorry, man. I mean, but you think you're comfortable doing it, right? Is that your bottom line? You're comfortable doing it?
I can't think of any other solution. We're trying to age in place in this house, and I can't clean up the mess anymore.
Okay. You need to find someone who can give you a more deep. You just can't go blindly. You can't start to just patch where you think it might be. What did this Pinnacle company come out and look at your basement?
Yes.
What did they say?
They said it might not fix it, and they don't guarantee anything.
Oh my God. Do you want to just send me 20 grand? I mean, I'll take it.
No, I'll send you, I'll pay you to clean up my basement next time it floods.
Susan, let's help you somehow. Seriously. Let's try to get someone who can do an inspection and give you an educated guess, if nothing more. Maybe you got to do. They might even bore down to see where it's wet and where it's not. You got to do some kind of hydrology or engineering study to know where it's coming in. It could be coming from below the floor. And all the sealing on the wall won't do you any good. So, Mark, do we have anyone? I mean, Genesis, they're not engineers. They're not going to be able to inspect that for that. I mean, do you have any idea, like, do we have any? I'm just trying to find someone
I don't know.
We used to have a number of engineers. I'm not sure.
Well, I think the problem is, though, if it happens once every 6 years, I mean, how do you possibly figure out what's going on when it's not going on?
Well, engineers don't bring up anything on the referral list at all. So we used to have engineers, but there is a category there, but there's no one in it. So
at one point we had Coyle.
Yeah, and he's still around, by the way. I don't know if he could inspect for water. We should call and find out.
Well, it's a little difficult to inspect for water when it only gets wet every 6 years.
Okay, but can you agree with me that $20,000 is a lot to spend on speculation?
Well, if I can't clean it up next time it soaks, I don't know what else to do.
Do you have a sump pump?
You talking about inside the house?
Yeah, in the basement. You
It's
have
in a sump pit.
No, I can't get to the basement floor or walls to put in a sump pump.
Hey, Susan, listen.
Yes.
Listen, let's do the math on this.
Maybe a French
when
drain.
When was the last time it flooded?
Last summer.
How much? How long did it take you to fix?
About a week and maybe 2 weeks to get it dry.
And how'd you get it dry?
I just move everything off the soaked area.
I think you could
and
probably
vacuum
listen
it,
to
and
this.
then
I'm going to tell you. I'm
rinse.
serious. I'm not kidding around. You could probably pay a company $1,500 to come in and clean that every 6 years, and that would last you probably for the 20 grand you're spending, 13 times. Let's even say every 5 years. It would last you 66 years, that 20 grand, spending $1,500 to fix it each time. In fact, let's splurge and say it'll cost you 3 grand to fix every time. Okay?
Okay, but I called the company to come and fix it last summer.
And
they sent who's your disaster?
American Restoration?
Yeah, I called them.
And
they sent a guy over, and he said, "Oh, I don't have my water vacuuming equipment with me. I'll have to come back later." Well, this was like on the day before Easter.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get my family to come over right at Easter. So I says, "Okay, I'll wait a day." He never showed up.
Well, you should have called us about that. And by the way, I know why probably. They thought, you know what, this is not worth it. It's only water. All I'm saying is this, okay?
No, they wanted to tear the carpet out.
Well, that's the way it's done usually.
I understand, but I don't have a situation where my carpet can be torn out.
Susan?
Yeah.
If every 5 years it takes you 2 grand to fix it, okay?
But I can't pay anybody to fix it.
You're saying there's no one that'll come to do it.
Right. I don't know anybody that will.
All you need is it sucked out of your carpets and your carpets dried. Is that right?
Well, I have, my son was kind enough to rent big fans so I could put down there to dry it out.
Okay. I'm urging you not to spend $20,000 because you can parse that out over the next 50 years to clean up. And there are companies that will clean. Okay? You know, there are companies that will go out and suck out the water and put up fans, and it'll only be a couple grand, if that. Now, I don't know what happened with American Restoration. How long ago did you call them?
Last summer.
Do you have the name of the guy that went out there?
No, I don't think so.
I have a feeling that that would be a little overkill, that company, for that situation. But, Susan...
Well, they're not interested in cleaning up, sucking out water. They just want to tear out the carpet.
Well, that's not true.
They didn't want to vacuum out. They didn't want to vacuum under the tables.
They wanted to remove stuff and look and find the source so it doesn't happen again. I'm sure that's part of the reason they wanted to do that.
I already had the stuff off the carpet. They just wouldn't suck it out from under the table.
Then you needed to call a good carpet cleaner to do that. Zero Res does that, I think. I mean, they really do. I think there are different companies that will do that. But again, it's hard to say right now. Right now, you don't have a problem. Is that right? Right now, you don't have flooding.
That's correct.
Do you expect it? You don't expect it since it happened last summer. You don't expect it for another 5 or 6 years. Is that right?
Well, except that the flood control rules are that if you're in a 100-year floodplain, then you don't know when it's going to flood. It could flood again this summer.
When was the last time it flooded prior to last summer?
It's probably 5 or 6 years before that.
Okay. Susan, I'm going to take your number in case someone calls or we can find someone who can inspect for water intrusion, or at the very least, a company that can clean up when you need it. That 20 grand to seal that basement wall in that area is money not well spent. It's a waste of money, especially when the guy's up front with you saying, we're not guaranteeing anything. Do I owe you the 30, by the way?
All pro restoration would do this. I mean, there's just one idea. And then some of the carpet cleaners actually do this as well.
I said Zero Res would do it. We got more coming right up.
Yikes.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted...
What, having a clock there?
TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact...
Come on, that's kind of funny.
Is sponsored by Allstate.
I know.
As we get closer to the noon hour, we're back to Easy Driving Traffic on the Metro with some brief...
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You practicing to brake?
25 southbound showing
forget it.
50s between I-70 and Steer, northbound I-20.
Be a good thing to practice.
Town. 6th Avenue eastbound, some stop and go on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Slow driving starts at Federal. I-70 east and westbound flowing free from the foothills to DIA and back again. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies the last warm day for a while. High 63 this afternoon. Overnight low of 34 tomorrow. High of 48 with rain and snow on Thursday. The current temperature in Denver is 56 degrees with your Impact Traffic and Weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
excelroofing.com. Now, I'm going to give you that website for a reason. You can go on there right now. Excel as an excellent, E-X-C-E-L, one of the best roofers I've ever known. They've done roofs for me. They've done inspections for me. They've done gutter cleaning for me. They can do it all. And by the way, you can get a bid from their price structure online, and you can do it in about 2 or 3 minutes at excelroofing.com. Just put in your address. And if you have any hail damage or not, you just want to buy a roof, you will see their pricing. Depending on what kind of roof you want, it spits out a price. It's a wonderful tool to use, whether you have hail damage or not. excelroofing.com, from a company I've known and trusted for 30 years, and you can too. That's excelroofing.com. Now, speaking of trust, when it comes to personal injury, you want trust. That's a big thing, but you also want accessibility. You want to be able to talk to an attorney or the attorney handling your case. And in John Fuller's case at Fuller Law, even though there's a big support staff, you will always have John Fuller taking your case. That's what he's pledged, to only take the number of cases that he can work personally, and that's what he'll do for you. When you first call, John will go over your case with you and give you free legal advice, and you'll decide whether or not it's a good fit. If you hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. And then you get a cell phone number that you can call or text at any time. It's all real. You'll notice the difference. John Fuller, 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. myaccidentlawyer.co. That's myaccidentlawyer.co.
Thank you. Very nice.
Get my grapes and some water.
Well, no. Mattress Firm first, actually. Representative Cori Bush is grilling her now. I think Bush is the one who started reading some sort of statement, and there was some lackey behind her who was moving her lips. Did you guys ever see that video from a House Judiciary Committee meeting?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, there's some secretary from her office.
Mark, did you see this? What do you think about these pictures?
Nothing happening there.
Salt on the ground, eggs.
Add some bacon and I'm in.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm so like...
Done with this job?
No, just some of the dang inquiries are so weird. Oh, man. I piss people off so much when I post shit.
I'll probably stop posting personal photos of your... Oh, here we go.
Talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Darren has a son with a dental issue. Darren, what's happening?
Oh, basically, I'll start real quick from the beginning. My son was diagnosed with ALL leukemia at age 2.
Ooh.
He went through 3 years, 2 months, 5 days of chemotherapy. We never knew that it was going to affect his teeth. And if they told us, we don't remember that, with all the situation.
Yeah, that's terrible. By the way, what's your son's name?
His name is Jeffrey.
How's he doing?
He's lost 50 pounds, and he is now starting to lose muscle mass.
Well, what is his prognosis? Are they, is he doing well?
He's totally in remission. Totally in remission from the cancer.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
It's awesome. It's totally awesome. I mean,
where was he? Did he go? I'm just curious. Did he go to St. Jude's or did you go to Children's or what?
We went to Children's and we had Dr. Edith Albano as the doctor. She's no longer a doctor there. She retired, but she was awesome. We couldn't say enough about her.
How old is your child now?
He's 31.
Oh, my God. Okay, so he was diagnosed at 2 years old.
Yes.
Okay, so this is way after, thank God. So what's going on now?
Well, at about age 20, after we did braces and all that, lovely, $5,000 in braces, and then his teeth start at around 20, breaking and cracking and falling out.
Yes.
And so I started looking for help for him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody said, oh, they can't help. They can't help. I contacted, the Leukemia Society. I talked to doctors. I talked to everybody. I mean, I went through everything. So I put an ad on.
Now, what does he need
neighborhood.com.
What does he need right now? Let's talk about that.
He needs teeth.
He needs a complete set of teeth?
Doesn't Medicaid pay for this stuff?
No, it does not. We've tried that too.
You know what's amazing to me is how Medicaid doesn't pay for dental. It's just amazing to me because dental, I mean, all health insurance is deficient when it comes to dental issues. It's like, it's not just to be pretty. Dental issues are they can be the number one cause of inflammation and disease. So, anyway,
I know.
So is he on Medicaid or is he on Medicare disability? How is he otherwise? Is he on any kind of assistance?
He lives with me. He's not on any assistance. His wife of, I think it's 6 years now, works at Amazon. She has epilepsy, and she supplies the health insurance and the dental insurance. Well, dental insurance will only pay $2,000 anyhow.
How much is it going to cost to extract? Does he need implants and all of that?
He needs implants. Basically, when I went on to neighborhood.com, I got an email back stating, contact my son. He's a dentist, blah, blah, blah.
Break.
Okay, hold on. Let's come right back to you. I'm sorry, Darren. I got to take this break.
Yep.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
As we get closer to the noon hour, we're back to easy driving throughout the Denver Metro with some brief delays into downtown. I-25 southbound showing speeds in the 40s and 50s between I-70 and Spear. Northbound I-25, it's easy driving through town. 6th Avenue eastbound, some stop and go on the off-ramp to I-25 southbound. Slow driving starts at Federal. I-70 east and westbound flowing free from the foothills to DIA and back again. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, the last warm day for a while, high 63 this afternoon. Overnight low of 34 tomorrow, high of 48 with rain and snow on Thursday. The current temperature in Denver is 56 degrees with your Impact Traffic and weather. Mark Swan at 630 KHOW.
Some people just know there's a better way to do things, like bundling your home and auto insurance with Allstate. Why make things harder than they need to be? There's a better way to save time and money. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Homevestors is a way to sell your home without going through a real estate agent and without having to wait for loan approvals, inspections, and inspection remediation and all of that. If you want to sell, you might have some delayed repairs, okay? You may have other issues. You may want to get out of town next week. You need a check. You want to move on. Now, I'm not suggesting you do this instead of a real estate broker in most cases, but sometimes it just works. Homevestors, in fact, you have nothing to lose, even if you think you might go with a realtor. Why don't you call Homevestors, get a bid for your house, and then a check if you approve? Nothing to lose. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. Now, if you're looking for floor coverings, there are a number of ways you can do it, but I suggest you go to Simply Floors Inc. That's a website, INC, simplyfloorsinc.com, and you look on that website and make an appointment. Now, you can go to one of their showrooms, or they can come to you with what you're interested in, whether it be luxury vinyl planking, carpeting, hardwoods, engineered floors, laminates, whatever it is, they'll come to you. And when they do, they'll bring the samples you want. They'll make suggestions. They have experts and the best installers in the business. You will love your experience at simplyfloorsinc.com.
Hey, you got a Facebook message from somebody saying Olshan Foundations. They did a great job in my basement, and I haven't had any problems since.
Interesting.
I don't know if you guys know Olshan at all.
I've heard of Olshan.
I've heard of the name, yeah.
I'm trying to think where I've heard about it. Foundation Solutions. I wonder if they were on my... Wait.
I wonder, because I just got a Facebook message. That's why I'm repeating that. Facebook message from a listener. Ah, dang it.
Are we basically just, when these people drop off, we're not going for categories? We really just need to shore that up.
That's a funny use of that word.
Yeah.
Somebody who does foundations shoring that up. Buttress. We need to buttress that area. Reinforce.
But I wonder if they can find, like leaking and waterproofing they do, but I wonder if they can find first, where it's coming from.
Oh, good. Man, I don't know how people do that. If my pants are wet, I don't know where it came from. You know what I mean? Ah, dang. I can't figure anything out. Now, Kelly, I got to ask, you're looking at the weather on there, and it says it's going to be great the next few days. Any idea what area you're looking in? Is the computer just telling you, like, South Carolina is going to be gorgeous this weekend?
No, it's specifically Denver.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because you correct me every time I tell you that my phone is telling me there's going to be a blizzard. You're like, doesn't show it online. I don't know what you're looking at. I'm like, God damn it. Quit checking Arizona weather. Psycho.
Well, Wednesday is supposed to be rain.
Yep. 1/3 of an inch.
And then Thursday and Friday are supposed to suck.
A full inch of moisture this thing is talking about, which could end up being 10 inches of snow, yeah.
A foot.
Yep. Well, it's saying an inch of moisture, which that's a whole different. All I know is I'm going to be down there at Jackson's in front of Coors Field setting up for a concert Friday morning, and I'm going to want to.
Is that Kegs and Eggs?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I may actually initiate bum fights just to distract myself. It's going to be awful. I hate setting up in the snow.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't like my equipment getting moist.
You probably don't have to worry about that much.
Well. All right, here we go. Let's land this thing, shall we? Hang on.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
So, Darren, what basically is the purpose of the call right now? You need a complete set of dentures. Are you looking for someone who can do this? What is the cost?
Basically, he's all set up for implants. He's got the studs in his mouth. He's had them in his mouth for, I think, I'm going to say 2.5 years.
Yeah, but are you sure he's not having any bone loss as a result of not having teeth? Because without the restorations, he runs the danger of getting of having them move and stuff. But in any case, he's already had the posts put in. How many does he have? Posts?
I believe it's 6 or 8.
Okay, and that's where they would anchor the dentures. So they've already healed, and he has enough bone that's holding those posts right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
yes,
now
this has been going on 4 years.
I get it. Now what? Now he needs what's called the restorations, which go on top of those posts, right?
That's
the
correct.
dentures.
That's correct.
And what is the call about today? Because we want to try to help. Are you looking for someone who can do that at a reasonable cost or payments or what?
Well, see, the whole thing, when it started, they're supposed to be free. We don't have money.
Well, when you say they're supposed to be free, that's what I'm trying to get at. How did he get those posts done? And what can we do to get the rest done? Hold on and we'll figure it out.
That's magic right there.
That music sucks.
I don't know how. Yeah, well, of course. Well,
I
you
don't
call
understand.
Paul.
How
you
did
call
they get
Paul
everything
McCartney
they
and
got?
get the rights to what?
How did they get all of that? That's cheap. I mean, how'd she get all the? They're so. Okay, Groundworks is another company I was told about.
Oh. By the way, I was wrong about the witchcraft. It was actually voodoo.
Oh, that's so much better.
Yeah.
That's what my wife always gets too, 6 to 12 inches.
Yeah. Kind of nervous.
10 seconds, guys.
Taxpayers now to step in and bail out Denver on the migrant crisis. Should that happen, join us at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Wow, it is called the vomit scam, and the more I'm reading about it, the more people are ripped off by it. Unbelievable. And if we have that woman's number, I want to get that number because I need to talk to her more about it. The vomit scam. Ride share drivers claiming their cars have been messed up by you when you haven't done anything, and no one questions it, and they charge an extra $80 to your credit card.
I just sent it to you on email.
Thank you. And it goes straight to the driver. And I cannot believe how many people are saying this never happened to them. So it's recommended now that you take pictures of your passenger seat where you are and floors and all over. And the meta tag will show when it was taken compared to when you're on the ride if you ever need it for evidence. Now, Darren says her son, when he was younger, had leukemia, chemo, which resulted in a terrible dental problem. He's 31 now, and he needs a complete set of dentures. And he does have the implants, the anchors, put in. And how were they done, Darren? How were they put in? Were they covered by who? Who did those free of charge?
Those were done, I believe, by Dr. Johnson.
Now, how did they do that? Free of charge?
They did everything free of charge.
Now, why was it
Everything's
free
been
of
done.
charge? Why were the anchors
Because-
free of charge?
Because Dr. Johnson said he did things like that. I believe it was Dr. Johnson, I'm sorry. But he doesn't do it that often anymore because he was taken advantage of.
Okay, so this dentist basically donated his time and material.
And that's correct. And then he was sent to the original dentist, Dr. Angus.
What do you
who
mean the
was
original
supposed to-
dentist? What's an original dentist?
There were two dentists involved, Dr. Angus, Dr.
Yeah,
Brandon
but
Angus.
how did Dr.
and-
Who made Dr. Angus the original dentist? I don't understand where he came into it.
Okay. He came into fact that his mother sent me the email.
Okay.
That he was the son that she told me to call.
Okay, I get it. So you called Dr. Angus, and Dr. Angus sent you to the other doctor.
Well, Dr. Angus first, talked to us, said, he took pictures. He said he was going to make an example of us, that.
So in
they were doing
the
it for-
beginning, he said he was going to help.
That's correct.
Okay,
And he
but
talked
that's
to
neither
Dr.
here nor
Johnson.
there. I mean, he doesn't owe you anything. So where does it stand today?
Dr. Angus will not call us back.
Well, he probably
He will
doesn't
not-
want to do it anymore.
That's not right.
Yeah, but
you don't tell.
You can't demand. Okay, all right. You're right about that. By the way, it isn't right.
You can't.
Hold
tell
on,
a child that
Darren.
he'll have teeth in a year.
Darren.
Okay.
I agree with you, but what are you going to do about it? I mean, the guy promised to get that he was going to do dentures. The other guy did the anchors. And now you want to go back to the original dentist to do the teeth, and he's ghosting you. Well, we have no idea what's going on in his life. I mean, there was no contract with him. Did you go to the
No, there
dental?
wasn't.
Did you complain to the dental board about him?
Actually, I just filed a complaint against him.
And the complaint is what? That he promised something he didn't come through with?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure what the dental board would do about that because, again, I agree with you. The guy shouldn't have raised your hopes. But when you had these anchors done 4 years ago, when did you contact who you're calling the original dentist? When did you call him back?
Immediately.
About 4 years ago?
Yeah, my son has been up and down to Estes Park. I can't count how many times.
Did Dr. Angus, this original dentist, see him since 4 years? Has he ever seen him after the anchors?
Yes.
How many
seen him
times?
After the anchors. He's actually showed. Multiple times.
Okay, so hold on. So when did the original let's call him Dr. Angus. When Dr. Angus when was the last time he saw your son?
About 3 weeks ago, and he was supposed to give Jeff a call.
So wait a minute. So he has been working with you continually until 3 weeks ago.
I believe 3 weeks ago.
And do you have any idea why he stopped communicating?
We have no idea. He won't text me back. He won't.
So he's been doing all this stuff for basically no cost for a long period of time. Then in the last 3 weeks,
right,
he won't call you back, and you filed a complaint against him.
But do you know if he actually made dentures or not yet? Has he fitted them with anything?
No, yes. We have a picture of. He showed. He put the teeth in Jeffrey's mouth, took a picture, and he said they had to be adjusted. Took them back out, and basically nothing since then. So we have a picture of Jeffrey with the teeth in his mouth, but he did not get to keep them because Dr. Angus said there was something broken. They were always broken. They were always broken.
For all we know, something happened to Dr. Angus is not a bad guy. He doesn't sound like a bad guy. It sounds like you haven't heard from him in 3 weeks. That's what it sounds like.
This has been going on 4 years ago. He was supposed to have had his teeth by Christmas of 2000.
Okay.
Well, that's like 24 years ago.
What are you talking about, Mark?
I'm sorry, 2020.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So, Darren, let's try calling Dr. Angus and getting his story or something. But, God, it's hard when you're depending on people to do things free. You know what I mean?
I'm just a person that you promise something, you do it.
Okay.
And I know the world is not like that anymore, but he sat out there with us at Starbucks. He told us everything, what would happen, the whole
Did he say
stages.
why he was doing it?
Basically to be nice, and he was going to take our pictures. He was going to do a videotape of it for everything.
Did you ever call back Dr. Angus's mom who first suggested him?
I sent her a text message immediately saying thank you.
But have you been in touch with her since?
No, I can't get in touch with her. I don't even know her name.
Where does Dr. Angus practice?
He practices in Estes Park, but he's, according to the Colorado Department, he's based out of Superior.
Okay. His name, Dr. Brandon Angus?
Dr. Brandon Angus. Brandon Marc Angus.
I hate to even talk about this guy in a negative fashion. He's been doing all this for free. And it's been 3 weeks.
Mark, I am not talking about him in a negative.
I know you're not. She's talking about him.
I'm trying to get a hold of him. And you're right. I think it's jumping the gun here. This man has been working.
Well, filing the complaint probably was the last nail in the tombstone there, or in the casket.
He doesn't even know yet. I just filed it this morning.
Okay. I think, okay. I don't know the situation. I mean, like I said, we should make a friendly call to Dr. Brandon Angus and say,
You know that's going nowhere. He can't talk about a patient.
Yeah, but we can talk to him about he was working with a charity case and they're wondering what happened and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. We got to be able to do something. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but you want him
My
to
kid's going to end up dying because he can't eat. He has no teeth. He has anchors in his mouth.
What has he been doing
the only
for the...
thing he can eat is yogurt.
What has he been...
Cottage cheese.
What has he been doing for the last 4 years?
Well, he has had the anchors for about 3 years.
Okay.
And he's literally been, I give him soft stuff to eat, anything I can, anything sugary. Yes, I know that's bad, but try to keep some weight on him.
No, listen. I hear a mom advocating for her son. I understand what you're doing. And I understand you're frustrated because you want to know what's going on. I also understand that anything could have happened with Dr. Angus. I mean, the guy volunteered to do this for nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? You do appreciate that, don't you, that he was doing this free?
I appreciate that tremendously. I just wish he would follow through with the promises that he's going to get the teeth. And my son drives clear to Estes Park, which is like an hour and a half away from here, and gets up there and they're broken.
Well,
okay.
Okay.
How many times do they break?
Well, how many times did he drive up there when he was told they were broken?
Oh my God. It has to be at least 10 to 12 times.
So he's driven up there 10 to 12 times, and every single time he was told they were broken.
Yes.
Every single time.
Almost, every single time. That's what my son tells me. He comes back down. He's so upset. He's like, I don't understand. And finally, I just had it. You know, I understood when the Marshall fire happened because the dentist did live in Superior. You know, both dentists, actually orthodontists.
This guy's got excellent reviews. I mean, look, I think we should try calling him. We should have Deputy Doc try calling him. You need to probably sign some kind of, or not you, but your son needs to sign some kind of HIPAA release for us to talk to him. Does Susan still have one of those?
He would be more than willing to do it.
Your son has to sign it. Is your son around?
He's actually downstairs sleeping right now.
All right. Listen, I will try
His wife works night.
We'll try to get a hold of this doctor and see what's going on. Again, you know, we'll do what we can. Kachina, let's give this to Deputy Doc. And maybe Doc can do a three-way call maybe with the son. 303-713-8255. Dan McKenzie is an estate planning attorney, and I really urge you to call him if you need a will or a trust, if you want to avoid probate. Dan McKenzie, because he's a great guy, sole practitioner, can work with you personally on your estate plan. 833-CO-PLANS. 833-CO-PLANS. He's someone we use as his expert on this show for wills and trusts and passing on assets. That's 833-CO-PLANS, coplans.co.
Addiction, trauma, depression, and anxiety can make you feel like you're alone. We promise you're not. The Raleigh House is here for you. The team at the Raleigh House provides treatment unlike any other. They understand what you've been through, and they can help you get where you need to go. The Raleigh House provides a place
I got 10 seconds, Tom, and you got Joe on the phone ready for you whenever you are.
life story. Call 720-797-8717 to get the help you need. That's the Raleigh House. 720-797-8717.
Joe Cano, certified financial planner, talks about safety and growth and guarantees for investments. And he offers something that he calls the guaranteed pension for life that puts those guarantees in writing. Joe, can you fill in the blanks there?
That is right, Tom. I think people today, they want to have, guarantees. They definitely want to have a guaranteed, account. Safety. They also want safety. They don't want to lose any more money. People are fed up with losing money. People get happy when the market goes up, but when the market goes down, they get sad. They're tired of the roller coaster effect. They want to have some safety, and they want to have growth. So this is exactly what we offer. We offer safety, growth on their accounts, and guarantees. That means that somebody can transfer a 401k, which is at the risk of the stock market, or an IRA, or any retirement account, into safety, into the guaranteed pension account. And we're going to give that person a 15% bonus just to transfer their money. That's number one. Number two, they're going to get guaranteed growth and a guaranteed income for life. So they just want to get off the roller coaster, Tom, and they want to make sure that they have a product that is going to take them all the way to retirement. And the lifetime income will last till the day they pass.
Okay,
So
and then any
there's
money
no-
left over goes to the family. I want to mention this, by the way. When he talks about this guarantee, these guarantees are in writing, and they're guaranteed by companies that have been around 125 years. Find out more about these fixed indexed annuities, and don't ever believe anyone who says they're all bad. They're not all bad. This 15% bonus alone can make up for losses you've had in the stock market. 303-779-6600. 779-6600. That's 303-779-6600. And while we're on the path of talking about finances, let's talk about estate planning. Again, another firm that we fully endorse, Keel and Park. As I say, that's a common spelling with the E on the end of each name. Keel and Park. They can handle estate planning from the very simple to the complex. They will sit with you free of charge and go over everything, or do it by phone or Zoom. And then when they come up with a plan, it will be flat rate pricing. You can do all of the plan or some of the plan. You get to choose. lawkp.com for complete estate planning. That's lawkp.com, and that's Keel and Park, 970-818-8198.
Joe, you're gone.
Oh, my.
Man, if he does deliver those teeth, he's crazy.
Well, now, yeah.
Oh, my God, they're going to come. Can you imagine every week that guy is going to be up there for an adjustment or something?
I'm still just floored as to how pissed she is. This guy's doing something for free that costs tens of thousands of dollars, and she's just like, hey, it's not done yet.
I know, 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So let's continue on the phones and try to solve these problems. We're gonna pass this problem with the dentures. Mark, you were saying off the air that you feel sorry for this dentist.
I do, actually. I mean, I'm not even sure what to say. I feel bad for her, too, and her 31-year-old son. But other than that, it's like, okay, let's say he delivers the teeth now. Then what? So next week, if one breaks, he's fixing it for free. Another week. I mean, my God, he basically owns this for the rest of his life.
That's right, he does.
If he continues on.
And here's what I want to know. If he went up there 10 times and something was broken each time, was it broken, or was it that it was not adjusted properly, and maybe this guy doesn't it could be both the patient, it could be the dentist, is what I'm saying. Is I don't know.
Or the mounts weren't done properly.
Could be, and or it could be that, well, I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
How much does this stuff cost? I don't know.
Okay,
give me
Mark,
an idea of how much a full mouth of teeth
those
is.
implants, if all the teeth had to be pulled, any bone grafting and implants, that alone, those 4 implants could have been $20,000, depending on the amount of work, or they could have been as low as, if his jaw and his mouth was in good condition, as low as maybe 9 to 11.
The doc possibly just got in over his head.
Now that's just that; those are just the implants, which were done by another doctor. Now the restorations or the dentures themselves could cost as much as $25,000 to $50,000. So the whole job could be $50,000 to $60,000.
Yeah.
Now Susan,
and he hasn't talked to her for 3 weeks, and she files a complaint.
Well, and I think it's cumulative because she was looking over the past few years and how many times her son...
I hope every doctor and dentist out there is listening when they think of doing something very nice like this.
Susan, you have an issue with good feet. What's going on, Susan?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Oh, I'm so happy to talk to you. So Friday I had an appointment for a fitting that they do. I don't have foot pain, but I do have a bunion, and I just was interested to learn if there was a way to optimize my foot health to prevent future issues with that. And I just got sold. Basically, I spent $1,707 on a pair of shoes, some socks, and their 3-step insert system, along with cushions that go over the inserts. Well, I got home and I realized I don't have shoes that can accommodate these inserts except for the pair that I bought from them.
Now, why is that, by the way? Why don't those inserts... And I've never dealt with them. We don't get a lot of complaints about them. But why is it that the inserts only fit one pair of shoes? Is that the way they're made?
They're high profile. It's like it's under your instep. And so it makes it more shallow for most shoes.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So if you have a pair of dress shoes that have a low profile, you would step up. They would put your foot too much outside of it.
Right. And there's the main insert is this one that's supposed to strengthen, and that's the most high profile one. It's the one you're supposed to wear all the time.
May I ask something, Susan? You went in not having any discomfort. Is that right?
Right.
Why did you go in?
Because I have this Taylor's bunion on the outside of my foot.
Oh, I said that's right. You said
and-
that. So let me ask you something. With the shoes they did provide, I'm curious. Does it feel good with that insert in it?
I mean, it feels weird, but no, it doesn't feel bad. It's a Brooks running shoe. It's not a special shoe. It's
Oh,
just a
okay.
Brooks running shoe.
Okay. So you
In
bought a
bigger
Brooks.
size.
You brought a Brooks. I love Brooks. I have Brooks. So you bought a Brooks
Yeah,
shoe
they're great.
and their insert. How much was the insert alone? Do you know?
Yeah, the inserts themselves were $1,249.86.
For how many inserts?
3.
I
And they're
often
not
wondered this,
customized.
and again, I'm not trying to throw stones at these people. I'm just curious. I've often wondered how much different those inserts are than things you get at Walgreens or other, over-the-counter stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know,
have
because
you ever tried any of those?
Yeah, I have. And so, I mean, I quickly decided that this wasn't the right solution for me, especially since I've been, I just bought a pair of zero drop, like zero shoes that are kind of the opposite of this philosophy.
Yes.
And so, I mean, literally within hours, Tom, and they have a very, they have their customer service all routing to one person, and most of the people I've spoken to have been nice, but no one has power to negotiate any kind of refund.
Are there any money
this
back?
one-
Are there money back guarantees with Good Feet?
Well, that part of, I think why I was enlisting your help was they made me sign, and again, I shouldn't have done this. So I don't want the full refund, Tom.
What did they
I
make
only
you?
want
What did they
refunded
make
what
you
they can't
sign?
It said that basically they don't do refunds because the salesperson told me that people had been abusing their refund policy and using these inserts like a rental and then returning them, which clearly that's not what I'm doing. I just changed my mind. And they could resell. I only want refunded what they can resell. I will keep the shoes. They sold me ridiculously expensive socks as part of it and an expensive.
How much were the
I will
socks?
keep everything that's unopened.
How
much were
okay,
the
you
socks?
did not open the socks and you want a refund. I mean, I would think there'd be nothing wrong with that. How much are the socks?
No, I opened the socks. I'll keep the socks. I'll keep the shoes. I'll keep the cushion I opened. But I want a refund for the system and the cushions I didn't open. Things they can resell.
How
They're
much
not
were the
out
socks
anything.
out of
They can
curiosity,
resell.
though?
They were $80 for 5 pairs of socks.
Why? Okay, what is that for? Why were they so expensive?
Well, so they sell you that this is like a package. So I didn't, when I put my credit card down, it wasn't itemized in my mind. She was just like, oh, as part of this package, you get 5 pairs of socks. And as part of this package, you get, so it was just, it's not until, I was looking at the receipt that I see it's all like itemized out. And I thought you just buy this package, and I didn't know to say like, no, I don't need those socks. I don't. So anyway, it was just.
Why don't you
Tom, I'm
just have it
regretting-
surgically removed out of curiosity?
Because it doesn't hurt me most of the time. It only hurts when there's pressure coming in from the side. And surgery, it's invasive. There's complications. It's expensive. I have downtime. And I'm just trying to put it off until it truly is an issue. And so this was part of me exploring options to just try and optimize the health of my foot. And I just feel like there's other ways that I can do that that make more sense than this system.
Well, it's really funny. The reviews on Good Feet are so varied, from very good to very bad. I mean,
I think, in my opinion, it's a dinosaur company, man.
I don't.
Well, and Ed McCaffrey was promoting them, and I'm like, well, Ed, why? He wouldn't promote a shyster company.
No, hold on now. I want to speak to that because you're right. Ed wouldn't. He absolutely, positively wouldn't. But I will say this, and this is nothing against Ed or any other spokespeople, because I'm a spokesperson. What I do is a little different than most spokespeople. I'm not putting anyone down, but I truly have an intimate knowledge. Well, I don't know if intimate's the right word, but an in-depth knowledge of most things that I endorse. I mean, I get into the frickin' weeds about it and get to know it. However, I will say this. There are times when we, as endorsement people, can be sold a bill of goods as well. In other words, we believe it, we look into it, we think, oh yeah, this is really good. And then here's what you need to do. Then what you need to do is you might have to change your mind. I did that originally with stem cell therapy. I was endorsing a company that did not do genuine stem cell therapy because I didn't know anything about it. And when I looked into it, they were promoting these fluids that are shipped into the clinic. And little did I know that no living stem cells survived shipping unless you overly condense them, which is against FDA approvals for drugs and all that. But anyway, to make a long story short, I did commercials. Who was that, Mark? Stem Cell Institutes of America or something? They're now out of business.
Some kind of crap name.
What's that?
Some kind of crappy name like that.
Yeah. But then a doctor, Dr. Chris Centeno, called and said, or one of his people, or one of his patients called and said, this is not real stem cell. Then I called him. And then I realized, and what did we do as soon as we did that, Mark? This was years ago. I dropped them.
That meeting. Yeah. That meeting was something else.
There was a meeting, and by the way, I should mention, all of those people are gone now, all of them. But there was a meeting where they actually tried to convince me that I should do it anyway because this company was spending a lot of money. And these, like I said, all these people are gone now. But man, was that a contentious meeting because I said, no. So the reason I'm shedding light on this is this. I don't think Eddie McCaffrey would ever knowingly represent anything that did not do a good job. And by the way, I don't know if they do a good job or not. I truly don't know. I imagine some people love him and some people don't. So here's the thing. I don't think...
My issues are customer service approach.
But no, but the reason you don't like their customer service, to be honest, and again, I'm not...
You got to take a break, buddy.
The real reason, Susan, you don't like their customer service is because you can't get a refund.
Break.
And you agreed not to get a refund. I mean, you agreed they're not refundable. I don't know what we do with this. Hold on.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Some delays into downtown for the noon hour. I-25 southbound at 23rd. We've got road work on the right shoulder. Looking at heavy traffic back from I-70. Up north through Commerce City and off Highway Vasquez Boulevard northbound. Watch out for a crash blocking the right lane between 77th Avenue and I-76. Crews on site for major cleanup. Otherwise, pretty calm drive throughout town. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies. The last warm day for a while throughout the Denver area. High 63, overnight low of 34. Rain tomorrow with a high of 48. Snow on Thursday. The current temperature in Denver is 56 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join the growing team at Progressive Insurance. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
All right, I want to tell you two things about DenverRegen.com, okay? They have been going crazy with their weight loss semaglutide, the one for $250 a month, a compounded version of the same ingredients that's in Ozempic and Wegovy, $250 a month with all supplies and doctor consultations. denverregen.com. But they also want you to know they're still doing stem cell therapy. And as I alluded to before, I won't represent a clinic that doesn't do real stem cell therapy. They extract these stem cells from you at the time of your visit. They use them for you. denverregen.com for stem cell therapy that unbelievably took me out of pain completely. Now they'll talk to you about your particular results and also the weight loss supplement, or the weight loss drug, I should say, compounded semaglutide, denverregen.com. Made in the Shade, that's the name of the window covering place we love. They're a sponsor of this show because we love the way they do business. First and foremost, they come and measure and bring a design consultant with them to consult you on what you need and where you need it. They try to meet your budget. If you decide you want to go forward, then they order it all and their in-house team puts it all up and guarantees the fit and the product guaranteed by the major manufacturers. You'll love it. One-stop shop for window coverings, fast and easy and wonderful quality. 720-458-6566. 720-458-6566. Made in the Shade, and that's denvershades.co.
Sprung has springed.
Huh? Sprung is spring? Spring is sprung?
Dragon, my girl did that Happy Days song back in, God, I think junior high. It might have even been the first.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's so funny hearing you sing that. It reminded me of it.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Is she upset with me
Kelly.
because I told her she can't get a refund? What do you think about that refund policy?
I think Good Feet is very, very expensive.
I do too.
You can go to Walmart and stand on this thing, a Dr.
American
Scholl's
Restoration,
machine,
yes.
and it'll make your insert right there for like, I don't know, whatever it is. I have no clue how much.
I don't even think they make them. I think they just say, hey, you need A17.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you just
I
buy
mean, really, how
A17.
custom do they need to be? Come on.
Oh, I did talk to Rock about this, and he said that he was going. What was your name again? All right, I'll send him a text right now. Okay, Stan. He should be sending it. Okay, no
Do
problem.
you know
Thank
custom
you.
orthotics by a doctor are cheaper?
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Years ago, I had that, what is it called, plantar or whatever.
Fasciitis?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, after 4 or 5 months of yoga, this is going back 5-6 years, never a problem again, ever.
Yoga
Never,
for
nothing.
feet?
Yeah, it stretches the shit out of the back of your feet, man, just downward dog. I mean, stretches the shit out of them.
And that's all you needed was stretching?
That was it. So instead of, I tried to fix it with inserts, and the inserts helped, but it's not like the inserts would repair it. They just make it a little better when you're running. So then I got into that yoga and stretching, man. It was gone. That was 5, 6, 7 years ago.
What is their warranty? Why do they have a warranty?
It's probably from the breakdown of the actual insert. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. McCaffrey still endorses them.
10 seconds.
We're on top of it.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. You know, Susan, you're not the only one who we deal with from time to time who agree to no refund policies and then are sorry they did it. And then they use their own logic saying, well, I didn't open anything yet. Why shouldn't I be able to get a refund? Obviously, we know whether you have it done at Walmart by stepping on their machine and having somebody, or you do it through Amazon, they send you a box, you step in this clay, you send it back. These are so much cheaper. Even going to a doctor, a podiatrist, is often cheaper than good feet. But the point is that you did agree it was a no refund policy, and they are custom to you, so that's why they can't take them back. Again, I mean, let me ask you something. What is the reason you want a refund? Are you saying they do not work? What are you saying about the product itself?
I'm not going to, I can't get value out of it because I don't have the footwear options to wear them, A, but B, it's meant for people with, I think, severe foot problems and pain, which I don't have. And Tom, my point is, you talk about reputable companies not holding unhappy customers hostage.
That's right, and I agree with that premise, even in this case. I do agree.
So I'm not trying to abuse a return policy. They will make a sale off of me. I'm keeping this other stuff. At the end of the day, and look, Tom, I know you don't care about this typically, but my job was eliminated in November. So I need to be thoughtful about what I'm spending money on, and this is not the right solution for me. I'm not going to get value out of it, and it's not customized.
When did you buy them?
They have a bunch of different options.
When did you buy them? When did you purchase
Friday afternoon. And Mark, immediately I tried to get in touch with them, but they don't empower anyone at the franchises to discuss any kind of refund with customers. It's all routed through this one director of customer service, Rachel Osteen, and I've been trying to contact her, and she hasn't called me back. And I know she probably has a lot to do because she handles 5 franchises, I think, in Colorado.
So wait a minute. You do have a name and number for her, though, right?
Yes. And so at the very least, can you help me?
Yes, we can call. Listen, Susan, I agree in principle that they shouldn't hold customers hostage. But usually when I say that, it has to do with deposits and things like that, not necessarily, or with services where there's no real hard cost that was put out at the time. Maybe even if there was a cancellation fee of some kind. I know you're keeping the shoes, but you got shoes. You're keeping socks, you got the socks. But let's say, what are the hard costs in those orthotics? I don't know. I mean, again, I think they'd be better off from time to time, even with a no refund policy, to say, you know what? Let's just give her money back. And maybe that's what that customer service person does. So
what's
hold
the dollar
on,
amount?
and let's get. Again, I would give this to Deputy Doc. That's what I would do. I really would.
Why do you say that?
What do you think? Just to say, look, talk to that customer service person and see if we can kind of reason with them. I hate to do this, but I ran behind it, and I owe you a break?
Yep, you owe me a break.
I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'll do better next hour. Hold on.
Now,
Will you do a better next hour? Will you?
Shut up.
Sponsored by Progressive.
Around the center of town, I-70 westbound after Pecos Street. A crash in the right lane and a stop and go back from Brighton Boulevard in the Denver Coliseum. We're seeing a 20-minute delay for folks heading out west. Just south of there into downtown, I-25 southbound at 23rd Avenue. Road work in the right shoulder has slow driving back from I-70. I-70 eastbound, it's easy driving to DIA. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, the last warm day for a while. High 63 this afternoon, partly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 34. Tomorrow, rain with a high of 48. Snow on Thursday. The current temperature in Denver is 57 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Progressive Insurance is making it easy to...
You up next, buddy. 10 seconds.
Auto policy with home, condo, or renters? You'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Fix It 24/7 really does an extraordinary job when it comes to their extreme clean of your furnace or AC. And right now, getting your AC ready is important. And if you've never had this done, you are in luck, because for new customers who've never had this done, or regular customers who've never had it done, you can get it done, and it's an amazing price of just $24.07. That's incredible, in honor of the 24/7 commitment of Fix It 24/7. That's just $24.07 for at least 2 hours of service, where they do an extreme clean adjustment and inspection of your AC with a no breakdown guarantee. If it hasn't been done, get it done. FixMyHome.com. Hey, Red Rocks Roof and Solar, why do I tout them? Because they are a solar company that does it all, from sales, installation, and service, to helping you get it financed, applying for the tax credits, and also any kinds of grants available. They can help you at redrocksrs.com, because they do it all. Big commercial systems, do you know you can put a few more panels up and actually not only get the system paid for, but get extra money in your pocket every year? Find out more at redrocksrs.com. Water heaters. You know what? They come in all shapes and sizes, but EuroPlumbingColorado.net doesn't care, because they say no matter what you get, you're going to save money with them, and they challenge anyone to try to touch their prices. EuroPlumbingColorado.net will do a 40-gallon tank for $13.99, a 50-gallon tank for $14.99. That's with the old one torn out, taken out, and hauled away, and new supply lines for gas and your water. EuroPlumbingColorado.net. In fact, they say any plumbing repair, the best prices. 303-668-6844. 668-6844. EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Call 0.
yawning?
Because you're old. Past your bedtime.
It has not been a boring day. I mean, usually.
No, hasn't been. Mark's been a little boring, but other than that.
Oh, I get it, because they're a roofing company.
Oh, you're so smart.
Oh, that makes so much sense now.
Can't get anything past you.
What is this lift evidence, though? Would you guys love?
No idea what the hell you're talking about.
Never mind. I didn't expect you would.
Right, yeah, okay. I am full of the dumb.
Okay.
Woo! 10 seconds.
And core inflation, which excludes food and energy, was up 3.8%. Gang, inflation is back. Join me on Wednesday at 6:05.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, welcome to the show. And, man, it's been very, very busy. And we want to now talk to Bill about Good Feet. He has a good comment, I think. Go ahead. Or maybe a solution for Susan. Go ahead. What's going on? Susan signed the no refund guarantee, no refund policy, and now she wants a refund. She says she's getting no value from it. What do you think, sir?
Hi, Tom. My wife went through a similar thing, and with a Good Feet store, and it was close to that amount of money or whatever, and she had bought a couple pair of shoes. Long story short, they gave us credit for probably $1,000, which over the last couple of years we've used for, they do have good shoes there, and Merrill hiking shoes and Brooks tennis shoes and stuff like that. So if she doesn't want a full refund, she might still get some value by.
That's a great suggestion. I'll have Deputy Doc mention that to them. Thank you very much. We got more coming up in the next hour on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK.
Okay.
Woo!
Yay.
All right.
You did it.
Damn it.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Hey, Mark. There. Can you hear me, Mark?
Mark doesn't like us.
All right. I had something to show him. Tell him.
Mark has decided to leave the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark has left the building.
What in the hell are all of these charges?
Kelly did it.
No.
Blame
Not
Kelly.
it.
Blame Kelly.
Not it.
I'm going to take off, but maybe I'll come in on Thursday like I did last week.
Oh, I wouldn't do it on Thursday.
Not Thursday? Okay.
Thursday, it's supposed to snow like a foot.
Oh, that's right.
I would stay the hell away from this place if I were you.
Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll text you in the morning.
Well, tomorrow's supposed to be rainy.
I know.
Thursday and Friday are supposed to suck.
Yeah. I was reading some of the weather weather, and they're saying maybe 6 inches. Another report says 12 inches.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, considering
Regular Friday at the
I don't
Red
know how to
Some days
shovel.
it's 6 inches, some days it's a foot. You know, depends.
Yeah, and I don't really shovel snow, so that ought to be interesting.
Adam's a good man and won't let you.
Adam is going to be in Seattle.
Ah. Well, he hates you.
He does. He does this. He did this last time it snowed.
I think I do recall. Yeah,
I know.
you
Now I
busted up
gotta.
your shoulder
Now
or
I gotta
something.
sweet talk Ryan, and he'll
just feed him
take
with
me
your
home.
poisoned food.
I know. It's only half poison.
This is a week and a half old. Here, you eat it.
It's true.
Have fun on your trip.
Thank you, buddy.
Can't wait to hear all about it.
It's gonna be a good one.
What picture do you want? She's getting the Sphinx.
Yep.
We're going to Luxor, Aswan, the pyramids.
I don't know that much about.
The Great Pyramid. You got to
The
do that
Great
one.
Pyramid, okay.
You got it.
Where are you guys
Alrighty.
staying?
What's that?
The Ramses Hilton.
Oh,
Right next to the Nile.
for King Ramses.
Yes.
I've heard the Nile is kind of gross.
Yeah, they're like dead shit floating in it all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Not quite like the Ganges, where you'll see dead bodies floating down it. But yeah, it's
There's that.
very similar.
There is that.
Wouldn't mind seeing the Ganges. I'm not going in it. There are people
No.
that bathe in it and it's holy water and all that crap. No. If I see a body floating by, nah, I will not be getting in.
Yeah, I don't know if Adam's gonna be there, like close to there, when he goes to India in May. He'll be in Bangalore. I don't think that's.
I don't know.
I don't think that's near the Ganges. He's so excited though. He's like extending his trip so he can go to Angkor Wat in Cambodia and spending a couple days in Vietnam. You know, just because I'm kind of like, okay, you go have fun. Couldn't really pay me to go to Cambodia. I'm really good here. I'll hang with the dog. You will eat some pretty good food. I am jealous of that. I love Mediterranean food.
Yeah, I'm not taking any food suggestions.
Hey,
from
Suze,
you. I mean,
is she? Oh,
I'm-
she's not around. is she?
I'll eat and I'll try a whole bunch of new things, but I'm not trusting anything you say about food.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe how many scams I come across on my own credit card.
What's your name? James. Perfect. All right, hang on. I have a stellar palate.
Yeah, isn't chocolate delicious?
No.
What about bacon?
Nope.
Smoked foods, like ribs?
Bacon is delicious.
See?
Bacon is not delicious.
It is
cannot be
delicious.
trusted- You cannot be trusted with food, Kelly. I don't care. Do not care.
Chocolate-covered bacon.
Oh, God. That would be my worst nightmare.
Glorious.
Ice cream. Bacon ice cream.
Hey, they have those voodoo donuts with bacon.
Right? Yeah.
Yuck. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
All right, here we go, guys. 10 seconds.
They're trying to make it harder and maybe even impossible to have a charter school. They really hate school choice at the Take Us Slate here in Colorado. We'll talk about it. 630 K-How, Denver's Talk Station.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Yeah, we are here to help you solve your problems, answer your questions, and take your complaints. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, for the best in real estate, whether buying or selling, and getting free market analysis of what your house will sell for. 303-920-1622. All right, now, let's go to the phones. We got a question here. Charles has a follow-up on a car. He was working with Deputy Doc. I got to find his original call. Charles, what's going on? And is Doc around, by the way? What's going on?
Tom, this is the one where the guy's caretaker.
Oh.
Yeah, instead of getting $13,500 for the car, they according to him twisted his arm into taking $1,350, so he signed over the title. But the damn car, it's evident, was worth well over $10,000.
In fact, I thought I talked to him and told him I have an attorney that wants to take the case, but I first wanted to give them a chance at the home health care. I told him to call up and tell them that he would like them to step up. Now, they did fire the First Light home health care did fire Nay. Nay's dad, Richard, also was in on this. And Richard and Nay are the ones who I believe took advantage of Charles. They claim Charles sold it willingly. Charles claims he blacked out and wasn't sure what happened after they counted out the $1,300. Not blacked out, but he doesn't remember. I should use that expression. Anyway, Charles, did you call First Light and tell them that you plan on suing them?
Yes. I didn't tell them I planned on suing them, but I called them and they wouldn't talk to me. I had already been asked not to call them anymore.
Then what's the update you have?
Nobody would talk to me.
Okay, got it.
Dana was supposed to call me back. The receptionist took a message and my phone number and all of that, which she already had. And no one ever called me back. I called them again and the same thing.
Yeah, I get it. And, Mark, I really do have an attorney that said this is pretty obvious, and it does. I mean, at first blush, obviously he hasn't talked to Charles yet, and I wanted to give these people at First Light every chance to make good on this. They sent a healthcare worker there, but this is a bad situation.
How did that part go down? I missed that part when I was out of town. So they send her over there, and she has a conversation, and somehow the car comes up.
Yeah, here's how it came up. Here's how it came up.
I'm looking for the timeline, though. When did she get fired compared to when did she buy the car?
No. They're not claiming she was fired before she bought the car. Here's what happened. She went over there on a Saturday to do her regular work at Charles' house. She mentioned something about parking and said she was using her dad's car because her car was totaled, her dad's truck. Charles said, I have a car for sale. And Charles supposedly showed her his Facebook Marketplace ad, which spelled out the car for $12,500 or something. Now, she said, I'm interested. and later on called him back and said, I want to come over tomorrow, which is Sunday, with her dad. So she came over with her dad, and her dad counted out $1,200. And after that, it goes blurry. Charles says he doesn't remember exactly what happened, but they left, and the car was signed over to them. Now, interestingly, the bill of sale said $400, but the title was signed over as well. And when they were leaving, he texted her in the car saying, "You still owe me money." And that's where it ended. Then he called us. So what do you think, Mark? The hazy part is he claims he doesn't
forget
remember.
even the hazy part. I'm basing all of this on what this guy is saying. And the part that keeps coming back is he's saying he had the car listed for $13,500.
No, it's $12,500.
Or $12,500.
Yeah.
Then they only paid him $1,250.
No, $1,205 actually. $1,205.
Whatever it is, it's
Yeah.
easy to establish what the actual value of that car is, and I believe we already did it, and it was over $10,000.
No, that's true.
So,
but the
when
point
you
they're
have
saying, Mark,
someone-
and I brought this up to Richard, the dad of the healthcare worker who was with her. He said it didn't matter what it was worth. He said he was giving her a special deal.
Well, okay, that's fine, but it makes zero sense. I mean, you have a home health care worker that is kind of in charge of this guy. This guy's, what, 78 years old?
79.
Is he blind or something as well?
He's disabled.
Or he can't move?
He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've got the home care worker leaving with a car that's $8,000 or $9,000 less, arguably, than the value of the car. In my opinion, they're crooks. They're crooks. I don't know how else to put it. And I think the company that sent them out should be liable for this. And that's the part I don't understand. I bet you anything the attorney not only goes after whoever the car was signed over to, but the employment office too. You can't send a nurse over to someone's house to take care of them when they're elderly, and then they leave with a Rembrandt for $8. I mean, it's nuts.
I agree with you. Everything. I agree. So what we have to figure out.
I can't even logically in my head, unless this guy is just nuts. And I don't know him. Maybe he is nuts. I mean, why did he sign the title? He says he blacks out. Well, that's weird. He remembers our phone number to call for updates. How come he doesn't remember anything about what went down, signing the title, signing the bill of sale, giving him the keys? How come none of that's there?
Charles, how do you want to answer that? Charles?
Yes, I'm. Which question you want me to answer there?
Mark?
Charles, how come you signed the title over to him when they only gave you $1,205?
All I remember is we were sitting at the table, and she wrote out a bill of sale. I don't know what she put on it.
Okay.
And the title was laying there.
Yep.
And I know when I looked, I know my signature was on it.
Okay. So you signed the title and you accepted the $1,205, right?
Yes. I think you guys had the numbers wrong. If I had it, someone else put it on Facebook for me, but it was listed for $13,500 is the number.
That's what I thought, but none of that matters. Here's what I'm asking you, Charles, and I'm not doing this to beat you up, because if you end up in front of a judge, here's some questions people are going to want to know. And the very first one is, why did you accept the $1,250 or whatever it was and still hand them the keys, sign the title, and sign the bill of sale? Why did you do all that if all of those things represent $1,200, not $12,000 or whatever we're talking about?
Okay, he counted out $12 $100 bills.
I understand. And then what happened?
I laid them down on the table.
Okay.
And I thought he would be forthcoming with
more money,
a lot of more cash.
Okay, and he wasn't. So what made you give him the keys?
He wasn't, and well, what I was doing, the money was laying there, And I was hosting two people, getting them water and stuff like that. And, we were talking, and I just don't know what happened. I have no
See, Mark,
idea.
this is where
I
his
would
story
give
gets a
anything.
little weird.
I would give
a little
anything
weird.
to know. I would give anything to know why I didn't hold them responsible for the $12,000.
But I guess what I'm saying, do we even know this, Tom? I mean, once again, I was gone for a little bit. Do we know if the title represents thousands or hundreds of dollars? I mean, do we even know that? And what is the bill of sale say?
Mark, I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean the title represents?
When you sell a vehicle, I happened to just sell one the other day. You actually put in what you sold it for when you signed the title over. What does that say?
They put in $400.
How much?
They filled in $400.
So they even put less than what it was. How about the bill of sale?
$400.
Okay. Well, I this is crazy. Did you sign the bill of sale, Charles?
Yes, he did.
And he signed the title.
Yes, he did.
And they both say $400.
Yes.
And then he handed them the keys.
Yes.
Well, okay, it's insane. That's where it comes back to this, though. That's where my brain says, wait a second. It doesn't matter about any of this, and I'll tell you why. Because he's got a caregiver pushing him around. In no way do I think a caregiver should be purchasing anything from anybody they're giving care to.
You're absolutely right.
For less than the value of it. But Charles sounds like a nut. No offense, Charles, but I see why the police looked at everything and possibly said there's nothing going on here. But I still think they swindled the crap out of you, man.
I think he has a civil case, and I think he was intimidated. I think, listen, I don't know, 79 years old, okay, that's a few years from me right now, but who knows how I'm going to feel? I mean, really, I don't know. I'm not in his shoes, but I went through every single thing, Mark, you just said. Every single thing and feeling is exactly what I went through when I first took this call.
Yeah, it still doesn't, no matter what, no matter how many mistakes were made on Charles' side, it doesn't even come close to passing the smell test.
Exactly.
I can't think of any justification for a caregiver to leave spending a little over $1,000 for a car that's worth over $10,000.
That's exactly
There's
right.
nothing good there.
So for those listening, you got a complete preview of this, not a preview, you got a postscript of this call as it went down, and Mark echoed my feelings exactly.
And one more thing, Tom, and this is for you to answer because I didn't hear it, but you alluded to the fact you were in communication with the father of the caregiver.
He was on the air, Mark.
Off air. What happened?
He came on the air, and he said, hey, yeah, you can make fun of me and call me Dick if you want because his name's Richard. And he said, but nothing what was wrong. We went there, and we had a wonderful conversation. And he agreed to sell a car and give her a special deal. And listen to this. Then he said he didn't even see the ad, neither did his daughter, until after they left. They never knew it was for sale for that price, for $12,500. Then he said after the car was sold, after he signed everything, then Charles invited them to stay and look at his whatever he showed them, some kind of collection or something, and was very nice to them, and there was no issue. Then he said that Charles texted them when they were on their way home saying, you still owe me $10,000 or $11,000 or whatever.
Well, okay, you know what? In fact, that was dumb of him to say because if that was happening on their way home, it's evident at some point shortly after, Charles realized he just got okey-doked.
That's right. And that's what was on the air. Right, Charles?
Yes.
So,
But Charles, you remember that, and once again, I'm not trying to beat you up. You remember what we just asked you, but you don't remember what happened when these guys were over there.
Now, I did look up something about dementia and about older age having to do with pressure. And when people feel pressure sometimes, they tend to act and think about it later and sometimes get hazy about details. Now, Mark, I don't, like I said, I'm not trying to be a doctor here or a psychologist, but, I don't know. I'm just as confused as everyone listening. But I think everyone agrees, Mark, no matter what, everyone agrees that she was in a position of trust and he was in a position of risk.
And she left with something at a price that wasn't even close to the value of the item.
That's right. And that's what we call, in some circles, unconscionable.
I think if a lawsuit is literally filed on the company as well as the individual,
that's right,
I bet they settle extremely quickly.
Well, Mark, do you know who agreed to take it? He didn't want to be mentioned or anything, but...
Is it my favorite person with Angie?
Wait a minute, I don't even know what he's... No. It is your favorite person that's already represented us once and made them go away.
Oh, he's good.
Yes, he is.
He's real. I wouldn't even want a letter from him, to be quite honest.
No, he is so confident and good at what he does. And I must say, has been with me for years and years and years.
Do you think he could get,
All right, break when you get a chance.
Fees?
What's that, Mark? Oh, no, I don't know. I don't think.
Fees?
I don't know. That part's confusing. I don't think we can get attorney's fees, but I don't know. I don't think there's a statute to that effect. We got more coming right up. Right now, we can all use some extra cash, so why not visit David Ellis Jewelry to cash in your old useless tangled jewelry, coins, and anything else containing precious metals. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I recommend David Ellis Jewelry because I've known David for years. I trust him. You can too. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. 322-8779. ZeroResDenver.com. Gosh, I love talking about these people. You know, a friend called me after they used him and said, Tom, you weren't kidding, man. When they left, my carpets, it just felt clean. There was no odor because there was nothing used. It was just such a beautiful feeling carpet, and they looked like new. It was zero-fied because Zero Res doesn't use soaps, emulsifiers, chemicals of any kind. Safe for pets, safe for kids, safe for everything. Why? Because they use highly softened, purified, alkaline-based water. This water is unbelievable. They call it ZR water, and you know what? They have to use less of it to get your carpets clean because they don't have to rinse all the crap out of it. So when you think about it, your carpets are healthier because not so much moisture, and they dry faster and stay clean longer. Right now, they have this special 3 rooms, $109 and a free hallway, and you can also get money off, $75 off your duct cleaning. They do all kinds of cleaning, including tile and grout. That's ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. Euro Plumbing Colorado, they love their prices. Whether it's plumbing repair or water heaters, no one can touch them. They say they venture to guess that their garbage disposals and sump pumps and plumbing repairs come in about 90% cheaper than the market. Now, that's hard to believe, but they say put them to the test. And when it comes to water heaters, they start at $13.99 for a 40-gallon, $14.99 for a 50-gallon. That's with new supply lines for gas and water and the old one taken away. That's EuroPlumbingColorado.net, 303-668-6844. How much time do I have, bro?
Hey, Dragon, what do you think of the old man
thanks.
in the car deal?
I think he got swindled.
Okay.
There's no paperwork showing that he didn't, but other than his word and that supposed listing on Marketplace or whatever, but yeah, he got swindled. Somebody in power took advantage of him.
Yep.
Do we know, have we ever seen the car? Have we seen, because is the car's value over $1,200? Do we know that for a fact? Somebody's checked it out?
It was low. Yeah, we looked it up, and it was definitely well over $10,000, but that's considering normal shape and the amount of miles that he told us.
Right. If he's accurate in saying that there's nothing wrong with it and it's got those miles and it's not been any collisions or anything. Yeah. Thanks for calling Troubleshooter Show. Please hold a moment.
I think Tom's right, though, when it comes to
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling
people
the Tom
that
Martino
have
Troubleshooter.
memory problems. When they're in a stressful point, they kind of tune out.
Yeah, it goes away, yeah.
For example, anytime Tim Spence would yell at me, I don't remember what happened.
Which would be constant, because that's all Tim really ever did.
Nah, he never. Well, he yelled at me one time. He got very mad that I decided to leave a half hour early.
For your own show.
He said, and I quote, "In 30 years in radio, I have never, ever had this happen."
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah. Airtime was covered, so does it, and it's Martino's airtime, so it doesn't matter.
It was absurdity.
What was absurdity?
I left. You were gone on vacation one time, and I left, I think, 20 minutes early. I think Shannon was aboard up. I said to Shannon, can you play this 15-minute segment? Here's all the backups on the live. We only had one live. And, in fact, I think I cut a fresh live before I even left. And then Shannon was like, yeah, I see no problem. So I leave at 1:45. And about an hour and a half later, Tim Spence calls up, absolutely screaming at me at the top of his lungs that in 30 years that he's been in the business, no one has ever got up and left the show early, ever.
What, are you kidding me?
Nah.
I kid you not. I felt bad. I mean, I guess I'm not sure why I felt bad. Well, I felt bad because he was yelling at me. My friend Tommy laughed so hard because he said, man, I didn't know you had that kind of power around here just to leave the show early. And I said, well, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So we get up there, and then he finds out Tim's yelling at me. He thought that was funny as shit.
10 seconds.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, 888heating.com. Listen to this, Mark. They're doing a free plumbing inspection. So what's the gimmick? Nothing. It's free. Absolutely, positively free. Going into spring and summer, they want you to have it free. And when I say free, I mean absolutely, positively every single part of the plumbing inspection. This includes all the plumbing systems, fixtures, water pressure, water lines, drains, cameras, plumbing equipment, and everything. Everything. Water heaters and everything. Everything. And that is all pumps free. Absolutely free. What do you have to say about that? 888heating.com. It's free. Okay?
Free's free.
But it's everything. It's not just a walkthrough like with well, you know what I mean. It's a real deal. 303-770-2776. Unheard of. 303-770-2776. When people ask, why do people do this? Mark, the obvious question is this. They want to get in the house. All right? There's nothing wrong with that. If you get value for it. By the way,
I'll spell it out a little better than that. They get in there, they do this, they get her introduce their company, you like it. Then they put these little stickers. So if something does break, you know who to call.
Yeah. Hey, James, you have a question on insurance apps. These new apps are on cell phones tracking driving habits. The problem with them is, and I don't know if this is what you're talking about, they don't know when you're driving or when you're a passenger or even if you're in a damn bus. So you have to go in every now and then and they say clean up the log.
And if you're not a perfect driver, your rates can double, literally double.
James, go ahead. So what do you have to say about this?
Hey, guys. So USAA offers that app. You kind of covered the main concern, which is it doesn't know when you're driving. But I have kids, and they play on my phone while I'm driving around. If you don't use the app, your rates are kind of high. They give you a guaranteed 10% discount if you do use it.
Yeah, but then no guarantees of how high it's going to go.
Well, so they guarantee it won't raise your rates, and they'll give you a 10% discount. And my speculation is the reason for that is they'll deny coverage if, say, my child using my phone and I'm in an accident. They'll say you were using your phone in an accident.
What?
Because there's no proof that it was me or my kid using the phone. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. Absolutely, positively makes a lot of sense. Holy crap.
My concern is, how do you avoid that? Because I want the discount, but I also don't want to have my coverage denied in case of an accident. Otherwise, there's no point in having coverage.
Oh, my gosh. So, you know what? You're absolutely right. Mark, did you realize that part of it? If your kid's using the phone, they think you were using it.
Hey, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you both something. I think anybody that uses these apps are absolutely insane. And I told this story once. I'm going to tell it one more time. My son, who lives in Nebraska in a very small town where there's next to zero traffic out there, had the app and he had Progressive. His insurance for either 6 months or a year was about $1,000 a term, not a month, a term. When the renewal came, after getting that little plug-in device in his car, it doubled. The reason it doubled is because they said he would do fast braking and fast acceleration, not speeding, not driving at 2 or 3 a.m., which, by the way, they look at too. The bottom line is when the renewal comes up, they can raise prices, and they doubled his. 0 accidents, 0 tickets, policy doubled. We switched him over to Geico, or he switched to Geico.
Yeah, there's no logic behind that, because if you think about it, what are you supposed to rear end someone? You're gonna fault me for braking quickly if someone stops in front of me or a dog comes out or something, but you're not. I don't get a credit for not running into someone.
Well, and to your point. And honestly, to your point, here's what kills me. I've never had one of those apps because I'd be the worst on it. Honest to God, I haven't had any tickets of any sort for 10, 15 years. But I own a extremely fast car, and I go from 0 to 60 or 0 to the speed limit, entering the highway at as fast as I can without going over the speed limit. They would condemn me in 1 day.
Mark,
yeah, I think they probably would.
Did you say you
anyway,
have no tickets?
Thank you. I just wanted to pick your brain about
Not
it.
in over 10 years, Tom.
No ticket. Wow.
In over 10 years. But I do go from 0 to the speed limit very quick. I've had cops pull up next to me, getting on I-25, giving me the stink eye and the finger, not the bad finger, but waving the finger like a teacher would at me, like, hey, you got to slow it down. Although I know I did not go over the speed limit. I just got up to the speed limit faster than anybody.
Wow.
Break when you can.
That's something.
And don't you sit there and act all innocent.
Who?
You. I know you drive fast. I'm not saying you break the rules, but you accelerate quick from a red light.
Of course I do. Absolutely.
How about when you leave work, right there at the studio, and you've got to go up to Bellevue, you got to get into that right lane to get on I-25. And I can get in front of anybody. That's one of the reasons I do it.
I know. I always play a game when I'm at a red light or a traffic light, if I'm up front, who gets off.
Yeah, we all do.
Anyway, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Significant slowdowns around the center of town. I-70 westbound after Pecos Street. A crash in the right lane and a stop and go back from Brighton Boulevard in the Denver Coliseum. We're seeing a 20-minute delay for folks heading out west. Just south of there into downtown, I-25 southbound at 23rd Avenue. Road work in the right shoulder has slow driving back from I-70. I-70 eastbound, it's easy driving to DIA. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, the last warm day for a while. High 63 this afternoon, partly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 34. Tomorrow, rain with a high of 48. Snow on Thursday. The current temperature in Denver is 57 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Made in the Shade, your window covering experts that we love because it's a one-stop shop along with quality guarantees, best installations, and it starts with a free visit, free measuring, free design consultant help. And then if you decide to go forward with a price that you know and like, they will order it, have their in-house people put it up. And as I said, everything guaranteed, labor and materials, of course, from the major manufacturers, made in the shade. That's denvershades.co, denvershades.co. When someone is injured in a car accident, they have a million questions. They really do. I mean, even my friends say, Tom, what should I do? What should I do? You know what you should do? Just call John Fuller. And seriously, start from the beginning. John Fuller will go over what you should be doing from that point forward. And it's really free of charge. And if you hire him, no obligation. But if you do, that's kind of free of charge too. Well, it has a percentage fee basis. When he collects for you, he gets paid. But that's the bottom line, no out-of-pocket money. And the other thing is this. You get a cell phone number that you can call or text at any time. You get access to the attorney, John Fuller, doing your case. He has pledged to only take the number of cases that he can work personally, and he really means it. That's why I always say, notice the difference from the first call, 303-597-4500. That's 597-4500. The website, myaccidentlawyer.co.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Can you bring us off YouTube for a sec?
Oh, yeah, hold on. I forgot. I used to do. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay. That is a good point.
Cars, and it was almost a standard thing that the buyer would say, "Oh, give me a bill of sale for $300 or something like that." And back then, in the 80s and 90s, that was pretty much the standard practice.
No, I know, because people wanted to pay way less.
That's right.
Well, yeah, the sales tax is based upon that and the registration cost.
Right. And you're right. It is wrong to do that. Now, let's go to RJ, who wants to comment on the water in the walls or coming up to the floor. This woman was going to hire somebody to seal her foundation in that one section for $20,000. Wasn't even sure if that's where the water was coming from. She said it happens every 5 to 6 years. Her carpets get soaked. Go ahead, RJ.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I hope she takes your advice, because I'm pretty sure that company's going to rip her off. They're either going to take that $7,000 and never come back, or eventually do some work on there and eventually get that $21,000 from her. What's going on is a lot of these houses that were built in the 60s, they were built on these dried up river beds and creek beds. So a lot of them were put in with sub pumps just in case. Well, we don't get as much of these monsoons that we usually get. So depending, it's every 5 years. She's got a crack in the bottom of her foundation, and it's coming up, but God only knows where it is. She needs to spend about $2,500 to $3,500 and just get a sub pump in there, and she will be done.
I agree.
My whole block.
RJ, that's really good advice. But
yes, for sure, and hopefully she's listening and she'll take that advice, because that's gonna cure her problems. I guarantee it will.
Thank you, RJ. Appreciate that.
Furthest point down in the basement, and the water's going to be there.
Tom, when we had our RV garage built, one of the options we did was to have the foundation waterproofed. And what I didn't realize was they just kind of go around it with this kind of rubbery black paint. And they only waterproof it, to a certain height, but it sure wasn't an additional $20,000. I mean, it was like, maybe another $2,000 or something.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, now I think that these guys, I think $20,000's outrageous for that one area, but I mean, part of the reason it was going to be more than when you do it on construction is because you have to excavate it all out to waterproof it. But still, it was still too expensive, and it's stupid to do when you're not sure that's going to solve the problem to begin with. David has an income tax question. David, go ahead. What's going on?
Yeah, I've been getting SSI for the last 2 years.
Yes.
Somebody told me I could file taxes just because I get SSI. Can I?
No, I don't even understand what you're saying. Do you make enough money? You have supplemental security income, it's called SSI. That's for people, for those listening, that's for people who qualify for supplemental income. Now, what you're asking is, can you file taxes if you're on SSI?
Right.
Of course.
What would you file for? Where are you making the money? If you're making the money, I don't think you'd be eligible for the SSI.
I had a part-time job.
Are you sure? Are you on disability?
No, I'm Social Security.
How old
Not
are you?
SSDI.
How old are you?
SSI.
How old are you?
SSI. 70.
Okay, I thought SSI, I really thought SSI was for those under retirement age, supplementary security income who have a disability. I might be wrong on that. But you have to file taxes if you make enough money. The answer is yes, you have to.
I can't file?
Well, of course you can file if you're making over the threshold of income that the IRS says you have to file for. But let me ask you something, because this is really important. In order to qualify for SSI, are you blind?
Am I what?
Do you have a medical condition, or are you blind?
No.
Well, I don't even understand how you're getting How did you get SSI to begin? Are you just talking about regular Social Security?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
That's not SSI. SSI is supplemental.
That's right. He had him wrong. Okay, so your question, I understand. You have a part-time job. And by the way, he was calling it SSI. What he meant was he's on Social Security. He works part-time. He wants to know if he can file taxes. You're supposed to file taxes.
Well, if you're under, so this is such a strange question because you could make $0 or $1 and still file taxes. There's nothing wrong with it, but you don't have to file taxes if you're single and make less than $13,850
That's right.
a year.
So are you making with your Social Security benefits and your work, are you making more than $13,500?
Oh, yes.
You don't have a choice. You have to file taxes. You don't have a choice.
You better.
My question is, can I file for will I be giving something back on the Social Security?
Okay. First of all, Social Security does not withhold taxes, I don't believe, right? You just get, all they withhold is your premium for your Part A or Part B. When you file for your Social Security, your tax, you get a 1099 at the end of the year, okay? For your Social Security. You have to file taxes every year if you make over $13,500. Will you get anything back? Of course not. They didn't withhold anything.
Okay.
Now, well, when he first registered, hey, Tom, when he first registered, or for that matter, when you did, you do have the option at that point to do withholding.
Oh, really?
No, they're not
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Thanks for telling me that part. We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
I didn't realize that.
Significant slowdowns around the center of town. I-70 westbound after Pecos Street. A crash in the right lane and a stop and go back from Brighton Boulevard in the Denver Coliseum. We're seeing a 20-minute delay for folks heading out west. Just south of there into downtown, I-25 southbound at 23rd Avenue. Road work in the right shoulder has slow driving back from I-70. I-70 eastbound, it's easy driving to DIA. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. The last warm day for a while. High 63 this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 34. Tomorrow, rain with a high of 48. Snow on Thursday. The current temperature in Denver is 57 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
At Lowe's, pros save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy 230 or more select James Hardie fiber cement siding panels. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
All right, let's talk about Denver Regenerative Medicine. DenverRegen.com. You may have heard by now that DenverRegen.com does the semaglutide in a compounded form for just $250 a month for weight loss. That's all supplies and doctor consultation. I urge you to get in touch with them. Now, of course, check with your doctor if you're interested and you're concerned about weight loss of any kind. DenverRegen.com. Red Rocks Roof and Solar, RedRocksRS.com, they do it all. They do sales, they do installation, they do service. RedRocksRS.com. And they know about financing, they know about the tax credits, and even grants. They can help you with big commercial systems or residential systems. RedRocksRS.com. Now, Simply Floors, make an appointment right now if you want some floor coverings and you want choices, loads of choices. They do it all for everything. They do the tile, of course. They do hardwoods. They do engineered floors. They do carpets. They do luxury vinyl planking. And they have the experts to help you find the best stuff for your mission. And they have the best installers in the business. Go to the website, make an appointment. You can always drop by their showrooms, of course. But all of that can be accessed at simplyfloorsinc.com.
Were you assigned to him as a deputy?
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Here's what he's asking when you come back. He's basically saying, I got a part-time job in my Social Security. If I file taxes, are they going to start taking money out of my Social Security? Probably because he's going to owe money.
Well,
okay, Charles,
but he won't reduce his Social Security if he took it at full retirement age.
And have him call you, okay?
No, but he might owe taxes.
That's right. He might. That's right.
And if you owe taxes and don't pay them, they will take it out of Social Security, right?
I don't actually. Probably. I actually don't know that. I mean.
I don't either.
I mean, what would they? Can they attach? I don't. Yes. In fact, the government can attach your Social Security. They're the only ones that can attach your Social Security. Man.
Hello? Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. Okay.
Ten seconds here, guys.
Well, you could certainly email
Leland Conway.
Leland thinks the way I do.
Dan Kaplan.
And Kaplan, he keeps fighting the good fight.
On Denver's talk station.
The station I keep it on.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Rounding out the show, David wanted to know if he's on Social Security and he works part-time, does he have to file tax? If you make over $13,500, whether you're on Social Security or not, you must file income tax. Now, you have to pay tax, yes, even on Social Security. Now, Mark, one thing I didn't realize is you can opt to have Social Security people take out your taxes from your Social Security benefit. I did not know that.
Yeah, when you sign up.
Oh, I see. I didn't know that. So mine is just sent like a 1099, gross amount. And at the end of the year, I claim it and have to pay tax on it. And I am on Social Security. Yes, I am. And worked hard for it. And I'm on it. Now, your Social Security, you can make as much money as you want if you wait till full age to take Social Security. If you take it early, there are income limits. But I believe those income limits only go to the point of full retirement age, and then they're lifted. I'm not sure of that completely, but in any case, that's the way I understood it. But I often wondered why people take it early. You get so much less if you take it early, and it's less for the rest of your life, as opposed to waiting. The longer you wait, the better you are in some cases. In other cases, depending on the math, you may want to take it earlier. There are some circumstances where taking it earlier, not at 62, but at full retirement, which is, I believe, now like 66 or something. It's probably better to take it then than to wait to 70, unless the math works out for you. You have to kind of decide that for yourself. 303 Well, I don't know why I'm giving out the number. Let me give out 303 Martino because that's the number you want to call even when we get off the air. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, and you need help of any kind, just remember the number 303 Martino, 303-627-8466. Leave a message and we will get back to you. Meanwhile, if you need help, information, or referrals, you can go to referrallist.com. Save all your problems for me. Thanks, man.
You guys are clear.
Bye, Mark.
See ya.